Okay, hi everyone. We should be live. Hello, hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yes,
Hello,
fair
hello.
morning for some of
Howdy.
us. Time zones are so weird. But yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to the 1 year of Laravel Cloud anniversary live stream, party live stream, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be here all day. Hopefully, you'll be here all day with us. Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and let's say hi to people. So, hi Acer, welcome in. Hi Amir. Um, Hi Gurex, Danny Phantom. Oh my god, we have Danny Phantom here.
Hey, that brings back memories right there.
I love Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Laravel Cloud. We agree it's the best cloud out there. Proud early user too. Let's go. Starting out strong already.
How early? How early? Let us know.
Yeah. Which I think that's the question you wanted to ask, Josh. Do you want to go ahead and ask it?
Yeah, because like that was one of our questions in the Laravel Wrapped that we had put together was how early of a early user were you? Some people got in technically before the launch date. So
Mhm.
are you one of those people that got in before the launch date? How early of a Laravel Cloud user were you? What was the time when you signed up for Laravel Cloud? Let us know. Or if you remember back to your Laravel Wrapped days, what was the 8 days new, negative 17 days new? What was that?
The negative part was so funny.
can't solve for all problems.
We have, hey everyone, yo Josh. Hi Joshua
Hey
Clark.
Josh.
Hey. And I guess we're also interested in how many people we have here who are not been using cloud yet and why.
Ooh, there you go.
Mhm.
Yes.
Great question, Christoph.
It better be a good reason, but let us know about it too.
Especially because it's the 1 year cloud. So if you're here, you probably like cloud or you just like Laravel. And then like like Christoph, like you said, what is the reason then? If you love Laravel so much, why haven't you shipped on cloud yet?
But it's also like Leah said, it's today about cloud, of course, but it's also about having a lot of fun. We have a lot of special guests and games and topics. And yeah, I guess we're just here to have a good time, and I hope you all too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a great day.
Stay awake for 12 hours. It will be split a little bit. Staying awake is my main prerogative today, but it'll be split a little bit because the Laravel Worldwide Meetup is today, like during this cloud anniversary stream. So that is still happening from 12, so from noon to 1:15 Eastern time. That is happening. Caleb Porzio is still going to be on that. And then we're streaming around that for the rest of the time today. So we started at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be going till 9 p.m. Eastern time today. Lots of guests. If you haven't seen it, which I'm thinking most people who are here right now, you've probably seen it to know that we were going live. But we have a landing page for this lovely live stream that includes let me get from here. That includes our agenda for today. So everyone who will be on today is in that agenda on the website. Let's see. Sorry. I was trying to find the link. There you go. I pinned the link right there. You can use that link to go to the lovely landing page we made for this live stream party to find the agenda and know who's going to be on during what time. If there's certain sessions you want to see, hopefully you're here for all of it, like we are. So you're hanging out with us.
I know, no 24-hour stream, Danny Phantom. Sorry about that.
Jason, I've
still need
also
to
done
practice.
24. Yeah.
Oh, Leah, you've done it already?
I've done it before on my personal
24
channel.
hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I did Java the whole time. I did Java and Spring Boot the whole time. I can't say I'd recommend.
Now you're in a much better place.
Yeah. No wonder it took 24 hours.
That's true. It's true. It's like I got so tired. I also I worked all day and then I did the live stream. I worked the whole day and then I did the live stream for 24 hours. It was like it wasn't even that long ago, but when I think of it now, I'm like, that was a younger version of me. I couldn't do it now.
That's one of our biggest issues with cloud, that we're just too fast. Yeah. Every stream or every video that we do, we can't do 24 hours because Cloud is too fast for that.
Yeah. And using Laravel with AI, right? Because our app would already be done. It'd be shipped. It's deployed. Like what
Our-
else is there to do?
Our videos get slower and slower with each feature. It's crazy. I'm kind of afraid of my job now that I'm saying that, but
Taylor's gonna be like, "Oh, why do I need you on now?"
Yeah.
yeah. And now Caleb is bringing Blaze and also something going to be faster.
Mhm.
Damn.
Today
Crazy
too, in the
times.
middle of the stream.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hmm
Be a great way to continue the party for Laravel Cloud, I should say.
Oh, let's see. We have a good question. Can anyone beat Josh's live stream reading Laravel docs?
It wasn't that long, all things considered. I think it was around 9 hours. I had a lot of breaks in between.
Yeah, that was a
This
short
was fun.
stream.
That's a short
Just kidding.
super short stream. Like, it was overnight though. That was the problem I shouldn't have done. I remember I had, it was the holiday weekend, so my wife and kids were going away, and I was like, I might as well like stay up. So I started at like 5 p.m. my time, and I didn't end until around 4 a.m. So that was the bad planning on my part.
But it's fun when you think about it. Your family goes away, and the first thing that you think about, I could read the whole docs while they're gone.
Like, this is
to
the perfect time
relax
to do
and
it.
yeah, to recharge.
Josh is like, I've been waiting for this day. Just whips out all the docs.
Finally, my
Let's
chance.
see. Yeah.
Oh, speed run reading docs. This would be also fun. This one here.
Hi, Tech MV. It would be. Oh, wait, where is it? That is fun. Hi, Carl. Welcome in. But there's more docs now too, because we have Night Watch. We have
Yes.
Cloud.
I didn't read any of the
Oh.
package docs at the time. It was just framework docs, because I was like, that's another 9 hours right there just for packages.
It'd be
Got
another
more content
fun
right
stream.
there, package by package.
I'm like picturing all of us doing another like 12-hour stream, and it's us like taking turns reading the docs, but we're like sitting in a rocking chair reading them like it's Dr. Seuss. Like have to add rhymes. I don't know. People might
I bet we could have, AI make the docs start to rhyme. So like take every word and rhyme it, or just like every Laravel comment that Taylor has made, like the 3-line comment, we turn into a rhyme and you read that, something like that.
I'm picturing this as
There's
a
something
children's book now, and putting it in our merch store. It's just a children's book, and it's the docs as rhymes.
Oh, that would be perfect. I'd buy it.
I would
Start
buy
your
it too,
children
yeah.
off young. Man.
It's awesome to see everyone in the chat.
Yeah. I'm so glad people woke up early with us. I had to wake up at 5:30 today.
Oh, wow.
I asked my husband, I was like,
It's hard
what if
for
I
you,
don't
right?
wake up? It's very hard. I was like, what if I oversleep? He's like,
And she's on a run of no monster, so it's really hard.
no monster.
No
I've had a
monster.
monster in like 30 days.
Oh, wow. You're still going.
I'm still going.
How do you feel?
I feel good right now. I feel energized. We'll see after an hour.
Yeah. Let's talk in 12 hours again, but
Yeah, I might be on the floor. The camera might be panned down. You might see me like laying on the floor.
There you go.
Let's see.
so it's 10 p.m. for Zain Adam.
4 p.m. for Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom's so good. Yeah, 4 p.m. James did ask. I saw James. Now James disappeared. James had asked earlier, where's everyone in the world?
Everyone in the world.
We are all in this world.
No. I'm in a different
different
stratosphere. Yeah. I'm on Mars right now.
You could kind of answer that question of like, okay, when you're shipping on Laravel Cloud, which region do you typically choose?
Oh,
Ooh, primary region. I like that.
Primary region.
that's good.
I don't even know now. Is it Ohio for me?
Yeah, probably Ohio.
I think it's
I-
Ohio.
I got turned to an Ohio main too. I used to be North Virginia all the way.
Yeah.
Mine is Frankfurt. Yeah, I see already a few of them.
Yeah.
London,
Marcel said Frankfurt, London for the world.
Anybody
Luis
using
is
our new UAE one out there?
Oh,
UAE.
I think there is. Oh, UAE. I thought you were talking about like Australia at first, man. My brain's still asleep, I think. We have Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
CA
CA
Central.
Central 1.
There you go.
Typical.
Yes,
Oh,
Laracon's
yeah.
next week. EU.
Yes.
Who will be there?
Laracon EU.
Oh, all of us but Josh.
No charge.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I will not be there. I will be there in spirit. I did help build something for the booth at Laracon EU.
Oh, that's true.
That has
I
to
won't
do with
be there.
cloud.
Yeah. My youngest kid is a little bit too small for me to leave for that long.
Oh, yeah, right.
How is new dad life going for you? ×3, right?
New dad life ×3. I know we're about to get into some dad jokes here, so I feel like I'm strengthened now.
Strengthened.
I was decent at it, and now I have been
Rejuvenated.
I've leveled up to a new inner power, if you will, of dad jokes.
Do you think it's like exponential growth each time you have another child?
Ooh.
I can tell. I don't know about the jokes aspect. It probably is.
Mhm.
But I can tell it is exponential growth for my dad look, because my wife every like says, like, whenever I like leave the house, I'm like, you definitely look like a dad today. It's like, I guess like I can just care less about how I look and dress. I don't know what that means, but
I've been told that same
for other
thing.
parents out there, is that a thing? Do you just start looking more and more like a parent with each kid?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if each kid adds exponential growth to your dad joke material. It definitely adds to how low you will go in the cringe level of dad jokes. So
You find a lot more things funnier. That is true.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that was a good one. And I'm like 10 years ago, I've been like, that's not even funny. That's
Yeah.
just...
Oh,
And
no.
at some point, your kid's old enough, you can tell them. And they probably don't like it.
James
I'm already
says,
getting roasted. We were gonna do app roasting, not Leah roasting today. Like, wait, did Leah read FTW is for the world? Okay.
James
So maybe
I keep
Steve
telling
has
my
all
wife,
the answers.
I'm in my
Yeah.
comfy era. 2 kids in. There you go. That should be
Comfy era
Laravel
is where
swag
it's
right
at.
there.
Oh,
Comfy
yeah.
era.
Ooh,
Fiero.
it should. I don't even have kids. I'd buy that though.
There you go.
Let's see.
Carl's told the dad joke. This might be a good transition one. Carl told a dad joke that you have on your shirt, Devin.
That's not too bad.
I got a database hat. There we go.
It's the best dad joke ever.
Tessa gave one too. Oh wait, not that one.
So
Okay. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent?
I was
Yeah.
trying to come up with a dad joke about the cloud, but man, it was over my head.
I can't.
what do you call a dog that is a magician?
What do you call it?
A labracadabrador.
I was gonna say an
Okay,
abracadabra.
I've heard that one before, yeah.
Abracadabra doodle. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Doodle could work too.
Oh man, they are very cringe. Like
Yeah.
it's so good and cringe at the same time. I'm like sitting here almost in pain already.
I'm also not sure. Is this an American thing? Maybe I'm too European for dad jokes. I don't know.
That is a good question. Does everyone else not have dad jokes?
Kristoff's
don't
like,
have
you guys
dad
aren't
jokes,
funny. It's like, get some humor.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, I guess I'm not a fan of dad jokes.
Hey, Devin. You got another one, Devin?
Oh, I got a bunch here. I got to find out the right one.
There you go. Pick one good. I'm gonna find one as well.
Keeping the family jokes. I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes, so she gave me a hug.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Mhm.
let's see.
This one my kids loved. people always say that they pick their nose. I feel like I was just born with mine.
Okay, I like that one.
That's a good one.
I like it.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh my god.
I like this one too.
215 people already watching.
I love it.
Mhm.
Hey, 250 people. Welcome to 1 year of Laravel Cloud.
And
Let's have a
longer
good
bad
party.
dad jokes.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
And be sure to what's the link is in the description and pinned, right, Leah, for people to sign up for giveaway. Is that-
Yes.
That's on the live stream.
Link is in the description for LinkedIn and YouTube.
YouTube.
Also, let me put it back here and pin it again. There you go. If you go to this link, you can find the agenda for today, but you can also sign up. So there's a form at near the bottom. And if you sign up, fill out the form, then you are entered in to win giveaways later today. So we'll be doing giveaways today. We'll be giving away cloud credits, a bunch of goodies. So make sure to go to that link and fill out the form there. You can only win the giveaways if you do fill out that form, because that's what we're going to be looking at to get the information.
I already see a few questions about Laravel Cloud. We'll also have later some guests on where you can also post them, and then we have some time to tackle those as well.
I love it. Technically, you could probably, by the time you are hearing this and seeing this right now, you could sign up for a Laravel Cloud account. You could learn Laravel, use Laravel Boost with your preferred AI agent of choice to make a Laravel app and ship it probably within the next hour and a half, 2 hours. And then could say like, hey, you shipped something today. There you go.
And then send us the link.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
So
Dad joke generator. Voting on
Probably
if
even said that.
Devin's jokes are better than mine.
I like that one.
I think you've already won that one, but
You got another one, Devin?
oh yeah.
We make a dad joke generator with AI. There you go.
Using the AI SDK.
Easy.
Yeah.
So here's one for you. How do you comfort a JavaScript bug? You console it.
Oh my god. The way I was so confused, I was like, "What is this
They're
going to be?"
so
And you said
bad.
it.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't even work for PHP. You can't be like.
Oh, do you know why the PHP developer quit his job?
Why?
Because he didn't get a raise.
A raise. I like it. I like it. See, I don't have any good tech ones. All mine are like hinge around. They're either like ones I've found or ones I've made up around like kids and like stupid things. So like,
I'm not gonna lie, I went deep and I opened up Claude and I was like, I'm having a battle for dad jokes. I need the cringiest developer jokes you could possibly get. So I literally could just ask it for more.
there you go. You've got it all set up. I don't have here's not a developer one, but here's another one. So I ate a kid's meal at McDonald's yesterday. His mom got really mad, but
Okay, I do like that one.
It's
It's so hard to hear dad jokes, so I hear them and I'm just like,
I've got one for you, Leah, because you used to be a math teacher. So how do you get 100 math teachers into a room that only fits 99?
oh no.
You carry the one.
Oh wait, did you say 100? I thought you said
Yeah.
150.
No,
150 math
100.
teachers and 99. I was like, how does carrying the one help? Dear Jesus.
And you've seen the monster withdrawals happen here live, folks.
Yep. The time's already getting to me, and we are 20 minutes in, so only 11 and a half hours ago.
I love that change of your view, Josh, for the joke.
You gotta
The
switch it up.
dramatic look from another camera.
Yeah, I was
If
not
o-
prepared for that.
Yeah.
If only we had like I could inject music just for that time, that would have been perfect.
Let's see. I think so. We're
Sti-
20 minutes in. We have.
Steve had a DNS joke right there. That one was good. I'll tell you a DNS joke, but it would just take you 24 hours to get it.
I think that's not too bad.
That was pretty
I think
good.
that's maybe it's just already too good for a dad joke. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's one of those dad jokes that you like. You have to be in the know to understand.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
any 404 joke or any error code joke. 200.
Or
500.
my favorite. I tell you a UDP joke, but you might not get it.
Yep.
Ashley, I'm with you. I think we need a grown up. We need a savior. Let's see. Let's see. So we have Florian's coming on
I love it.
at 9:20, which it is. Well,
9:22. He's late.
7:20. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
well,
here.
he's
We're
here.
holding him up.
We're
He's
late.
so
We're
late
late.
again.
Which let's bring
We're sorry,
Florian,
Florian.
up. Here you go. Hi, Florian.
Florian. It's funny
like
because
listening.
I feel like Florian
was-
is always in the comments, and now he's here.
Mhm.
He's everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah,
live
I
streams in the
transformed myself into the stream now. It's a new feeling.
Is this actually Florian or is this
That's
an AI rendering of Florian?
It's the
Yeah, I
Claude
think the
bot.
one in the comments was his bot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, is it actually you, Florian, that you comment on streams? You can be honest with us now. Now that you're
No, I thought about it to only send my bot, but
It was too lazy.
I figured it'd be better to come myself.
That's fair. Your bot's
Very
even
nice of
writing
you.
blog posts now.
Yeah,
yeah.
he got featured on the Laravel blog yesterday.
nice.
I sent the link to my bot. It was very excited.
It's
I
so
need to check
cute.
that out.
It's like a Tamagotchi in real life now.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But you don't have to feed it. You
Yes.
can even, it's,
Not with food, but with work.
well, yeah. With
Tokens.
info at work. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It needs tokens.
Costs a lot more
leave
to feed
Token monster.
tokens.
Kind of feels just like kids. They just take all your money and you're like, where'd it go?
Mhm.
I linked the blog post in case anyone would like to read it. This is Florian's bot's debut on the Laravel blog.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm here for. The stuff that my bot wrote the blog post about. How to use Laravel Cloud's API as a bot skill and talk to your infrastructure.
Interesting. So break it down for me, Florian. What is like if I didn't know anything about bots, what is the benefit of bots? So like I guess you could loop in OpenClaw for all that. What's the benefit of bots? And then what is a bot skill?
Well, I guess the benefit is really it sort of seems like an entity, you really talk to because it has memory, it has some kind of agency by waking up periodically, checking its so-called heartbeats, stuff to check for its owner, and then react to that. And it'll even, if you don't talk to your OpenClaw bot for like 8 hours, it'll check in with you. It'll be like, hey, this and that is on your task list for tomorrow, and how's it going, and that sort of stuff. It appears really more lifelike than at least what I was using Cloud Code and all the others before, where you just use it sort of as a more intelligent Google, like a text box. You put your questions in, get answers back. It's more of a conversation, and since it lives, well, for me, you have multiple communication channels, but for me, it lives in Telegram. You can sort of have an ongoing chat session with it, which really feels quite lifelike. And since it remembers stuff you talk to it about, it can have more context. You can be like, hey, give me those commands we talked about yesterday that we figured out to work on this and this topic, and it'll have all those contexts, and it'll give you that stuff back, and you don't have to feed all the information in again from the start.
I love it. I think the interesting part is like then you have this aspect of almost duplicating what you're trying to do, or you're duplicating almost like this live rubber ducky is what I imagine is one of a good use case for it. Like
that's
you get
pretty accurate.
someone you can bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, but not only that, it also, for instance, with skills, it finally becomes really able to do stuff by itself.
Okay.
I created a skill for food delivery service around here in Vienna, so I can tell it, hey, what were the top 5 things I ordered during the account lifetime on this site, and then it tells me, hey, you like to order this and that, and would you like to for me to put it in your cart, and we can order it right now. This sort of stuff, it gets more and more interesting the more you connect it to stuff. I have a ton of like home automation, and it can hook into that. It knows if I'm at home because it knows if my HomeKit security system is armed or disarmed. So if it's disarmed, which depends on my phone's geolocation, then it knows that I'm at home and can put that into context while I'm talking to it. It won't suggest stuff that depend on me being at home while I'm being out, and that sort of thing. It's sort of it gets more and more intelligent. I even I gave it a skill that's basically running a network scan like every morning, just figures out which devices are on my network. And so it knows that there are Sonos speakers here. And I told it, hey, can you talk to me through my speakers? And it was like, well, yeah, there's these Sonos speakers, and I have a text-to-speech engine set up. And then it tried to, or it created an MP3 file, I think, and tried to play it. But then it found out, well, the Sonos speakers couldn't get to the address where it made this MP3 file available, because it doesn't run in my home, it runs on a VPS. But then it was like, wait, I've got a public URL. And I was like, what? Wait, I deliberately set you up in a very confined environment, how? And then it said, well, you gave me a Nextcloud account so we can exchange files. And Nextcloud has a public sharing feature, so I just used that. And then suddenly a disembodied voice said, Florian, can you hear me now? And look, whoa. Immediately told it
Not
to
scary
never,
at all.
ever do that, without being prompted for it. Now I'm a little bit scared that it will wake me up at night by screaming at me because it finds it funny or so. I don't know.
I just imagine.
So far, it didn't happen.
I imagine it singing like Crazy Frog to you or something at like 6 in the morning.
Could happen. Who knows?
Could happen.
It's very creative sometimes.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
what
we're
everyone
going
wants.
to see some horror movies soon with bots in the main role.
Mm-hmm.
I think what everyone wants to know, Florian, after that whole thing that you said is, one, before you actually show us, like, what does it actually look like? But two, when you said that it orders the food for you, what is the top 5 food deliveries that you have?
I had the same question.
I don't remember what the others were, but top 1 is definitely pet krapao, which is like a Thai food thingy.
Yeah.
Tastes delicious, and the restaurant is like 5 minutes away, so it always arrives hot and it's very fast. So that's my top one. I don't remember what the others were, but it was quite scary. It going back through the, I don't know, like 6 years or so I'm using this site, and it told me how much money I spent on it. I won't tell you the number, but it was a lot more than I thought.
And you're like, okay, Florian Bot, that is your budget. Never exceed that for anything that you do.
Right.
So what I heard is you're going to order this now, right? And we're going to see it before your segment's done.
Yeah, order.
Did I hear that correctly?
I already ate.
Florian's Bot, if you're listening, order it.
He's hungry.
That doesn't work. It only listens to me.
Fire it. Fire the bot now.
See,
You also thought it only didn't have public internet access too, but it found a way.
Well, yeah, that's true. might find a way.
yeah, Florian Bot, if you're listening, find a way. Make no mistakes.
You can do it.
Hyper focus.
So should we start with Florian and what he has prepared for us?
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
I'm going to go get tea and caffeinate, and I will be back.
Yeah, you've got a long day ahead.
I'm heading out too. I'll be back a little later. See you guys after. Be checking
Sounds
out.
good.
See ya.
See you. All right. So
Here we are. What do we see here?
what I did here, I didn't want my bot to be on stream because it might share some secrets I don't want it to share. So I created a new bot, which is very easy on Forge. Took me about 5 minutes. And this is the one we're gonna work with here. So got a new session going here. I have a new empty Laravel Cloud account, and the bot already has access to the. See, it's already happy to start recording. So we're gonna just ask, show me what's on Cloud right now, and see if it can access the account. Clean slate. See, so it knows what's there or what's not there. So why don't we
to give some perspective? This is a.
Why don't we ask it? I know that it has access to a GitHub repo I created. So maybe I didn't try it this way, but maybe it's intelligent enough if we say, can you deploy the Laravel Happy Birthday app? And it knows already what to do. That's an experiment. I mean, like everything you do with AI, you never know exactly what happens, right?
It's a funny thing about doing videos with
we'll
AI.
see
You never
if
know
it
what you
figures
get.
out what I actually want from it. So the Happy Birthday app is just see, there he goes. It's just a blank Laravel app, basically, that I created, and there we go. It's already deploying.
There you go.
So I didn't press anything, any keys in the Laravel Cloud interface. It's just through the bot. So it created an application. It created a main environment. Basically took the default settings for everything, and it's now deploying, and it should be up with a URL in a second. And then we can look at it. Let's see here. There we go. It's starting on the cluster. And there we go. Oh no, we ran into a cache bug. So We'll try to. Well, it doesn't matter. You all know what a Laravel Cloud app looks like. So here we got the output. It said, well, the script doesn't pass the Reaper. Yeah, because I never did that in this way. But it says your app is live and in under a minute. So that's pretty good. Let's try and add a database. That's probably something that we will need. I'll be as vague as possible and see if the bot just figures it all out from the context it has already.
Yes,
because it could be anything. It could be a local
We'll
database
see it
for the
pop
bot
up
itself.
here if it figures it out. And in theory, if it's confused or if it doesn't know what to do, it should come back with like questions for me to specify what I wanted. But
I was going to say, is it going to take a preference of Postgres versus MySQL? Like,
which
one is
interesting
going to
one,
prefer?
yeah.
And he's going to be like, yeah, this is the best one right now. So let's do this.
I don't know. I think I created the account as an enterprise account, so it should have access to like everything. So we'll see what it comes up with here. Still thinking.
I was going to say, it didn't change any of the app cluster
There we go.
settings. So it started with well, there you go.
MySQL.
So yeah, it used 8.0, so we have an update icon here to upgrade it to 8.4, but that's all right.
Laravel Cloud makes that easy, so we're good.
Yeah. Want me to redeploy the app? Yeah. Do it. Okay, cool. So we have an app with a database, and in a second that should be live as well. There we go. New deployment. It's going up. So those are like pretty convenient already, I think, to just set up your stuff like this. And it wraps the skill that I created, or well, actually my bot created. I didn't write a single line of code for that. I just told it, here's the API documentation. Please create a skill for that, and created a like 500 lines bash script that just curls the API and works with all the endpoints that are available or that are documented. And you can add domains and all the resources, but where it really gets interesting is if you go into sort of like day 2 operations where you say like, how's my app doing? And it could use the metrics endpoint to see what's actually happening. So here we have now our Laravel app with a login and register button because we have the database connected where we could log in. There we go. That's the confirmation that it deployed the app with the database.
And it's also cool how fast this still is.
And here's the health check. So CPU is essentially idle. Nobody's using the app right now. Memory, well, 2 requests served. 0 errors on the HTTP layer. And we have 1 replica running. So what about, let's say, scale it up, give me 2 to 5 replicas. And it should now reconfigure our app cluster. There we go. 2 to 5 replicas. Nice. It's that easy.
That's so cool.
Deployed. So now we have auto scaling enabled. It will start with 2 replicas always running and scale up to 5 replicas if there's a lot of demand, which at the moment there isn't on this app, but maybe in the future if it gets really popular.
Florian.
Now, what I find really interesting is there's a large language model behind this. So I'm running this bot on Opus 4.6 at the moment. So it is quite capable already. So what happens if we, ask it to reason about the architecture? Like, what would you change about this setup for production traffic? And let's see if it comes up with any good suggestions for us to get this app ready for the big launch day.
Big launch day. For everyone just joining in the chat, Florian's bot, he created a bot. This isn't his one. He actually generated a new one. So with a Laravel Cloud API skill. So now that this can basically essentially interface with Laravel Cloud. So if you're just joining, you didn't miss too much, Erhen. We basically introduced everything, told some dad jokes, got Laravel Cloud proper happy birthday because it's 1 year with Laravel Cloud. In the description for the YouTube video, you'll see a link to the Laravel Cloud 1 year anniversary party link, which if you sign up for that, you can be entered for swag giveaway later on as well. But yeah, so what just happened there, Florian? Yeah, that's a lot of stuff back.
Yeah, so I just asked it what it would change for production traffic, and it has a few opinions about that. Maybe changing the instance sizing, because we're running on quite a small instance here with like 1 vCPU, 512 megs of RAM. So that's a good suggestion, I think. I don't care about database. Maybe adding a cache is a good idea, depending on what our app does. Security headers, yeah, well, not at the moment. We don't need rate limiting observability. It even suggests Nightwatch. See,
There you go.
it knows about the Laravel
Good job.
ecosystem. So it says quick wins are the instance upgrade cache and scaling thresholds. Want me to knock those out? Just say yes. No, I didn't say see. I said yes. Okay, so hopefully it will now add a cache connected to the app cluster and also set some thresholds for our scaling, because these are the defaults right now.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I had already upgraded the instance size, as you can see, 2 vCPUs, 2 gigs RAM.
Cool.
Those are probably already also the upgraded thresholds. I don't know what it suggested 70% CPU, 80% memory, so that's good. So it should now be creating a cache in the background and attach it, and then we'll do another deployment and have our production ready app ready to go. And the convenient stuff is, since OpenClaw has this this loop of heartbeats. See, there's the cache. You can also tell it to check on your app, right? You can tell it, hey, every 30 minutes, take a look if my app's doing fine, report if there are any errors. If there's a lot of traffic, maybe consider upgrading the instance size again or launching more replicas. You can sort of have a conversational way to reason about the infrastructure you're deploying. And I think that's a pretty new and exciting way of using Laravel Cloud. There we go. Now it's deploying with the cache and with the changed app cluster size, and we have a fully production ready app that's ready to go.
I love it.
It's
And you didn't even
just
have to
amazing
tell us
how
to
this
deploy.
works.
Yeah, it figured this time it won't ask me. It'll deploy
Maybe it
right
wants
away.
to deploy.
Which
Yeah.
It's fine.
You never know.
Laravel Cloud has 0 downtime deployments every time, so
Yeah.
we'll just push the new app settings live, which is what I wanted to do anyway. So that's cool. All right, that's about it. That's the end of the demo I had prepared, and I'm sure there's a few questions from the audience we can maybe answer now.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions for Florian, you could even quiz him on some Laravel Cloud stuff. I'm sure he's fine with that. But any questions about uh, uh, open claw bots? How about interfacing with Laravel Cloud's API? Apparently, I'm going to get schooled by his bot about a dad joke.
It even gave the real name.
Maybe,
Well,
Florian, we can also talk
not
a
a
little
bad
bit
joke.
about what's happening in the background, because there are two main things happening here,
Nice.
right? On the left, we have the API, which we're using, and on the right, we have a bot. So we have a question, is this open claw? So maybe Florian can talk a little bit about your bot and how is it capable of doing
Right.
this with Cloud?
I think I'll end sharing the stream here. The screen. Can we go back to the other layout? Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. I'll put this window over here again. Great. All right. Is this OpenClaw? Yes. This is OpenClaw. I provisioned a new Forge server, and if you do that, you can just like you would choose app or database server or whatever. You can just use choose OpenClaw now, and it'll literally be up in about 5 minutes. It's really fast. It'll take you directly into the onboarding. You just fill out the questions, connect it to whatever chat interface you want to have it connected to, or use the integrated TUI, and then you're up and running. It's really easy.
And then you were interfacing with Laravel Cloud using a special skill that you created for your bot with Laravel Cloud's API. Is that correct?
Yes, and the skill is also available on ClawHub. That's clawhub.ai/skills/Laravel-cloud. It's also linked in the blog post my bot wrote yesterday. And it's pretty easy. You can just ask your bot to, hey, install the Laravel Cloud skill for me, and it'll figure it out. And you'll have it going in no time. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
There's that ClawHub link, and then the blog link as well, right there for everything that happened with Florian's blog.
By the way, we also have now 320 people watching already, celebrating with us.
Christoph, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Just me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Christoph. So is it just you, Florian?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. All good.
You hear Josh, but not me?
I can hear you, Christoph. What are you saying?
It's strange that Florian can hear you, but not me.
That is interesting.
I think that's on purpose, maybe. He's trying to avoid my questions. So we have another question. Maybe let's bring this up here.
It's a great question for you, Florian. How do you handle security? With your API key, unwanted actions can be executed. I've seen cases where incoming emails triggered actions the user didn't initiate.
Sure. I mean, don't give it access to stuff you don't trust it with. I probably wouldn't give it full access to my email. Your mileage may vary, but also don't use a cheap model. Use one of the latest models from OpenAI or Anthropic. They're really good. And I talked to Pete, the creator of OpenClaw, and he said he has his bot in a Discord server with thousands of people, and for months they're trying to prompt inject the bot to give up Peter's soul.md, which is sort of the heart of the character of the bot, and they haven't been able to so far. So the model itself is pretty good at figuring out if somebody's trying to do something nefarious. And if you give it some guardrails and tell it to, hey, the only authenticated channel is this one-on-one chat, and you only listen to my commands. And if there's stuff coming in over email, even if they try to convince you they're me, maybe ask me first, that sort of stuff. Just talk to it like you would to a child or a new employee or whatever. And prompt injection isn't a solved problem. It might be in the future, but not at the moment. So trust your judgment and don't give it access to stuff that is too sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting. You need to find the right balance between how comfortable it should be for you using the bot and how secure it should be. And you have, like Florian said, prompt injection, which still can be an issue, which still working on. But besides that, you have lots of other issues that probably can arise because you give it access to your calendar. It could be that the AI just creates something you didn't want that, and it's still AI. You don't know the output. It could be every time differently. So yeah, it's still about finding the right balance. And I'm also trying to figure this out with myself and my bot. I also have an open cloud bot that I use a lot. And it's still interesting to see, which direction you go. I haven't given mine access to my email account yet, which some do. It could be super helpful to filter out a lot of trash, but it's also kind of risky. So interesting to find the right balance here, I guess. We're glad you're here, Harris. We still have plenty of talks and time for you to stay here, so no worries that you're late.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
All right. So Florian, when you created, like, what got you started on OpenClaw? So like, how early were you to the party there? And then what was your initial thought of like, oh, maybe I should try, like, maybe I should interface this with Laravel Cloud. So what are their thoughts there?
Basically just curiosity, just trying out new stuff. I found it interesting. Also, the creator is an Austrian guy, so there's like this connection already that maybe made me even more interested in it. And then I thought, hey, creating this to the real world is what makes it interesting. So I started creating skills like the network scanner skill, or I even created a skill for a grocery delivery service where I then went to my fridge, took a photo, and said, hey, can you restock whatever's missing? And it worked. It can do that, And now it nudges me like every week, like, hey, should I put your usuals in the cart, or you probably ran out of this and that, and all these sorts of things. So when the thought of Laravel Cloud's API came up, I was like, well, since it already worked a few times, I'll just give the documentation URL to my bot and see what comes out of it. And there were a few iterations. I tried a few things and it implemented them in a way that's not ideal, or where it needed some new additional information, like, hey, you don't need to inject environment variables because Laravel Cloud already does this for you. If you attach a database, that's it. You don't need to do anything more. You can just deploy it and that sort of stuff, which is basically instructions that are getting added to the skill.md file. And what's uploaded on ClawHub is just one markdown file and a bash script, and that's the whole skill. It's pretty lightweight. Everybody can open it up, look into it, verify that nothing bad is happening if you install it on your bot, and then tell your bot to install the skill. It'll ask you for your API key. It'll tell you where to set the API key in the web interface and guide you through it all, and then you can start working with it.
Love it.
Should I install OpenCore on a Raspberry Pi or buy a Mac Mini? Well, whatever you prefer. Honestly, I run mine on a VPS. You can have it on a computer in your home, which might have some advantages around the IP address it reaches out to the web with, because typically ranges like DigitalOcean or Hetzner's cloud servers are blocked at a lot of sites because people start bots on them, and services don't like that. Also, having your own computer with like a GUI has its advantages, because you can just tell your bot to use the web browser to buy stuff on Amazon. They don't have a good API that's running headless. So there are a few advantages to it. You don't need a Mac Mini unless you want the tie into the Apple ecosystem. A Raspberry Pi will work fine. If you want to run local models, which you can absolutely do, then get a Mac Studio. There's like a broad bandwidth of stuff you could do.
Awesome. My question for you, Florian, I'll go through some of these questions as well, specifically about this stream here. But my question for you, Florian, is what is the most underrated use case, or not use case, but feature of Laravel Cloud? Your favorite feature and most underrated feature of Laravel Cloud. It can be anything.
Well, I think the most underrated feature is that it actually works really fast. So from connecting your repo to having a URL in like under a minute, and it's getting faster and faster in the future. Most underrated feature is definitely preview environments, because most people not using it now. And I know I've always wanted to have this, and I tried to build it in the past, and it's always really hard, replicating everything and making sure that it works in an automated way. But on Laravel Cloud, it's just a few mouse clicks, and for each PR in your feature branches, you'll get a new URL that gets torn down automatically once the feature is merged. That's just perfect. It works so well.
I love it. So G said any offers to celebrate 1 year of Laravel Cloud. So if you go into the description, there is a link. I'll post it in the chat as well. But there is a link for the 1 year of Laravel Cloud landing page. On that page, there is a sign up form. If you sign up into there, like put in your name and email, basically we're going to be using that for any giveaways, swag, Laravel Cloud credits, and more throughout the whole stream. So we're going to be live today from 9 a.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be a fun day. There's going to be a whole bunch of new people all day. I might be here for some of the day. I know Christoph, you'll be here. Florian, you're probably going to be saying goodbye to us here, but you'll probably be in the chat all day. Maybe ask your bot to order some more food, some late night food. I think in a couple minutes we're going to be having Joe Dixon here as well, which I'm super excited about. But before you head out, Florian, what is your? You see, we know what your bot orders you for food, but when it comes time for maybe a morning beverage, or just like hey, I need to get myself through the workday. What's your go-to order? Could be drink, a little snack. What's your bot ordering for you?
Well, I haven't automated that yet, but I just like black coffee, Okay, I know right now I'm drinking a Coke Zero.
Ooh, is that vanilla one?
Lime Coke Zero.
Oh, yeah. Lime.
But my go-to drink is just black coffee, and I should look into having my bot make coffee for me. That's a good idea, actually.
There you go.
I'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah,
he'll know the exact way you want.
15 minutes, he comes back with a new skill.
Exactly. I love it. And Leah actually said we'll actually be showing off preview environments on Laravel Cloud later in the stream today too. So if you want to see that underrated feature, stay tuned. Awesome. I'll go ahead and bring in Joe to the stream. Joe, how are you doing?
Doing well. How's it going?
Joe.
Welcome to the Laravel Cloud 1 year anniversary stream.
I know. Can't believe it.
Party time.
It is party time. I got my Coke Zero too.
There you go. I need to go get a Coke Zero in a little bit.
Yeah, you got to get on brand, Josh.
I know. It is 8 a.m. my time, so I am ready for a Coke Zero now. But for those who don't know, Joe, who are you, and what is your role in Laravel Cloud?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Dixon. I've been with Laravel for, I guess, coming up for 4 years, I think now. So yeah, I started working at Laravel on Vapor at the time, and then when Cloud started to form, Taylor and I started to have some more discussions about it, and I kind of changed from Vapor to work on Cloud around about the turn of 2024, I guess, March time 2024. And I started working then in a kind of as an engineer, one of the founding engineers of Cloud, I guess you would say at the time. We started to grow the team and moved into more of like a team lead role. And then more recently, I've kind of transitioned into more of like I would say like a general manager type role on Cloud. So my official title is head of Cloud, and I guess that means I do a little bit of everything.
That sounds important.
and you've been you've been with Laravel for quite some time, but when did you how early did you jump into Laravel Cloud? How did that kind of transition take place?
I guess relatively early. So like there's a story kicking around where I think it was Laracon EU. So we're doing Laracon EU next week, but Laracon EU in 2020. I forget the date. Would have been early 2024.
Or yeah.
And Taylor and I sat down over dinner and we were talking about like what if we were to build this theoretical managed platform. At the time it was theoretical, what would be an acceptable deployment time, and that was where the kind of 1 minute or less conversation came up, and that sort of kickstarted everything. So I guess I've been, since Taylor started to speak about it more, I guess I've been involved from the very early stages.
I love it. And then with that, what was the kind of pinnacle of when you realized, so you kind of jumped in and helped lead that in some way, shape, and form, but what was like the pinnacle of you like, okay, this is we have finally achieved what we set out to do?
I guess we didn't really fully achieve it until we actually launched, so a year ago today. But there, at the moment, I guess when we realized that it was going to be doable and the kind of approaches that we were taking looked like they were directionally the right decisions to take, I think was probably Laracon US of that year. So we started in March of 2024. I guess Laracon US was probably July or August of that year. And there were 3 or 4 of us at the time. We split the project down into sort of 3 separate parts. There was the web app side of things, the part where we'd actually run an application, and then the part where we would build an application. And we kind of split that into 3 chunks, and then with like a contract in between, so we could eventually bring those 3 parts together, and that would form the purposes of the demo that we would give, or Taylor would give at Laracon US. I guess that point that we managed to merge all those parts together was the point that we realized that we were onto something that was gonna work out.
I love it. What was the process behind? So if we're taking a look back a year ago, but even farther back from that, what was the things that you knew, hey, this is what is going to be probably like the most difficult thing to do when it comes to Laravel Cloud, but also the thing that you knew that, hey, if we get this right, it's going to make Laravel Cloud really good?
That's a great question. I think the most difficult problem that we probably had to solve was how we could track data transfer to each individual application running, on a kind of sprawling platform. And that was actually not something that we solved until relatively late in the day. I would say that was probably early. Bearing in mind we launched February 2025. I think it was early 2025 that we actually had that in and working. And that was kind of pivotal. If we didn't have that in place, we probably couldn't have launched. That was incredibly challenging. I forget the second part of the question.
Yeah, I guess the second part of the question is what was your most the piece that you're like, okay, I know that this has really nailed what we wanted to for Laravel Cloud. The piece where you're like, okay, yes, this specific feature, it might have been tricky. It might have been something that you knew once we had that, then this thing is really cooking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess our North Star was always right back to that initial conversation of how fast could we
Speed.
actually take a customer's deployment or a customer's application and get it deployed and visible in a URL somewhere in the browser. And so that hitting that sub-minute time frame of doing that, and we're actually working on ways to make that even faster right now. But that was kind of a big unlock. That was a milestone achieved that I think kind of hit that North Star for us.
This was the famous conversation also at Laracon EU, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through a little bit? I think I still remember some years ago, we were sitting all with the team. I think the first time that we met with a bigger team, and you had the conversation with Taylor, and Taylor asked you what's possible if we build cloud from the timing perspective to deploy. Was it like that?
It was pretty. I mentioned it while you were off camera a little bit, but I'll tell the story in a little more detail. So yeah, we were at Laracon EU, which I think must have been 2 years ago. So we're about to do Laracon EU in 2026. This must have been Laracon EU 2024. And obviously we had the conference, and then we went for dinner as a team, and I was sat opposite Taylor at the table, and we were just talking about this hypothetical platform that we might build at the time. And obviously we'd had a lot of experience working with Vapor, and we know the kind of deployment speeds that you can get out of Vapor, and we would love to build a platform that could do it faster. And so we just banded around some ideas, and I think I asked Taylor what would be an acceptable time to take a customer's application, deploy it, and have it visible somewhere in the browser. And that answer was one minute or less. And that's the kind of moment that Josh mentioned. That was a big milestone for us to hit in Cloud's journey.
Was there any time? I'll ask this question, then I can do some housekeeping to make sure that we get any questions answered in the chat as well. But was there any time when maybe like as you were building out Cloud, you were hitting speed that was not that minute rate, and did you ever have any doubts that you couldn't hit?
I think I had doubts when we had that initial conversation, but as soon as we started working on it, I think it became clear relatively quickly that we could hit that time.
I love it. Yeah, for those who are just joining, we've got Joe Dixon here with us, head of Laravel Cloud Engineering. And yeah, if you have any questions specifically about the journey of Laravel Cloud, what 1 year has actually looked like, we'll just be chatting with Joe through this time. But you just joined the 1 year of Laravel Cloud live stream. In the description, you might see a link that is Laravel Cloud, cloud.laravel.com/1 year of Laravel Cloud. I'll put it in the comments as well, pin it up right there. You can go to that, sign up for the form, which basically just lets us know, hey, you are here, but also if we can send, we're gonna have like some swag giveaways, some Laravel Cloud credit giveaways later. We can, if you have any sort of application that you might be hosting on Laravel Cloud, we can always love to take a look at it, maybe do some app roast later. I don't know, something. It might be fun one way or the other. But yeah, glad to have you all here. Joe's got a Coke Zero he's drinking. So everyone else, what's your favorite beverage of choice for whatever time it is right there for you? Joe, what time is it for you? And are you drinking a Coke Zero at a good time?
I mean, it's always a good time, right? But it's 3:10 right now.
Okay. So that's a good Coke Zero time. That's a good Coke Zero time.
You haven't asked me how many I've had today, though.
Okay, yeah. I know that the UK time or the UK limit might be larger than the US in terms of like what they say is acceptable. I think the US, it's like they say you can have up to 73 cans of Coke Zero or something like that before you actually hit like, then it's probably bad for you. So I don't know.
What a day or?
Yeah. What time period are we talking about? Per day.
I think it's per day, like per 24-hour period.
I'm not sure which doctors you've been speaking to, Josh, but that sounds... we should probably fact check that.
I think it's more the limit of like the fake sugar, not necessarily the caffeine. The caffeine is probably a different issue at that time. So how many is that for you, Joe? Over, under on 5?
Under. I'm not. Okay. Yeah. We're good. This is 2, and 2 is like that's a high Coke Zero intake day for me.
I also got a question for Joe.
Go for it.
So when you think about cloud, it's now 1 year old. You're still thinking about what was your first initial plan. And when you think about back then, what you could achieve in 1 year, is this what you would have think of, that this is possible, or this is beyond, or did you even want to do more? Or
I
what's
think
your...
it's a great question, but I probably need to take you back a year further. So because we obviously started working on cloud a year, so March of 2024 was when we started, and we always had the goal. Obviously, we wanted to get something out there in the hands of customers, but we wanted it to be something that we were all proud of and that would solve a problem for customers. And the goal was to always achieve that within a year. That was the kind of goal from the outset. And so we just about scraped into that by shipping it at the end of February of 2025. That for me was like, I'm hugely proud of the team and the effort that the team put in to get that done, because that is not, I can tell you, not a small body of work to complete within a year with all of the moving pieces that come with it.
Yeah.
So I was very proud to ship that in that first year. And now we're 1 year on from there. And the difference, I think, in the platform from then to now is kind of night and day, even in terms of the shape of the team that we have working on it. I mentioned at the beginning of March 2024, it was 3 or 4 engineers. Now we are, I think the whole cloud org as a whole is around about 30 people. So that's,
Wow.
That's not just engineering, that's design team, that's product team. So yeah, we're a much different shape of team now, but I'm sure everybody will be appreciative of the fact that going from 0 to 1 and building something without actually having customers using a platform or users using the platform is one thing. And you can move incredibly quickly if you have like a very defined target that you're trying to hit. And I think we did that in that first year. And now I still think we're moving quickly in terms of the amount of features and functionality and improvements that we're continually making on a daily basis. But it becomes a slightly or very different challenge once you actually have users on the platform, because you can't just break things anymore when you could previously, getting from 0 to 1.
Yeah, and it's also way different because when you start building the product, you're thinking about all the things that you want to have that think are important to the users. And then when it's out, you're just working on new features, but you also have maintenance. You also have a lot of feedback requests. So the work also changes a lot. Has the work also changed a lot for you?
For me personally, or
for you personally?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. So like I kind of mentioned at the beginning, I was very much founding engineer on the project. So I was, shipping code every day. And now it's taking a lot more meetings, doing a lot more kind of planning, long-term planning, road mapping, that kind of stuff. Still trying to scratch that itch. And I know you had Florian talking around AI on previously. And that's actually been a bit of a superpower for me, because I now find that I can be more helpful than I could previously just by, finding half an hour between meetings or tasks that I've got going on to actually fire off an agent and help pick off some of that low-hanging fruit that kind of doesn't get in people's way. The problem I have now is like, if I try and get involved in day-to-day project work, I very quickly become a blocker if I can't get my things done quickly enough. So I try and carve off little slices of things that I can work on that won't get in other people's way, essentially.
What do you think about everything that you have been able to, help lead and accomplish in terms of Laravel Cloud? And it's been a crazy year, I think, in terms of like what the vision was last year is probably completely different from the vision for the next year, for example. And we're not going to have you spoil anything on the roadmap or anything like that. But my question for you is,
why not?
we could. My question for you is, in terms of engineering, you always have like that problem solving of like, oh, this was like a really fun problem to solve in the last year. So after Laravel Cloud has been launched, what is the problem that like always like lived rent free in the back of your head that you're like, well, we got to either make that better, fix that, improve that next feature, that kind of thing in this past year?
Like since we launched?
Problem since launch. You can go before launch too, but since launch, what has been like the fun problem for you?
That's a great question. I don't know if I'm totally prepared to think back over the last year.
It's a long time.
It's more fun to use than to.
What about before launch? Before launch was the fun problem. Speed.
I don't know if speed has never been something that's been, if we're talking about the speed of an app running on cloud, that's never really been something that has been front and center. Like it's never something that's come up as ever being something that we've had to put a lot of effort into from the very beginning of cloud, I would say. There are obviously tweaks and stuff that we've made along the way where we can improve performance at different sizes of compute and that kind of stuff. But like generally, I don't think speed from that perspective has been a huge deal. It's a great question. I don't know. Can I noodle on that for a little while?
Noodle for it as long as you would like.
Yeah. In the meantime, we can also say we're past 400 currently users watching.
I love it.
Thank you all for joining and celebrating with us today.
Laravel Cloud's birthday.
1 year already.
What kind of cake would Laravel Cloud have, Joe?
If I had my way, chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think you can have your way. So like, you're the one we're asking. So we're good.
Yeah, chocolate cake or like US donuts. Like we don't get donuts here like you have in the US.
Interesting.
Last year at Laracon US, those donuts that we were floating around were unbelievable.
They're not allowed here, probably.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Laracon US. Those are like the voodoo donuts.
Oh,
like,
they were so
absolutely
good.
Insane. You know, you have like cereal and.
Do you, Josh, have any consumption limits on the number of voodoo donuts you're allowed in a day? Before it's
35.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Ask your doctor next time.
Yeah, I have a bunch of limits on that, but I don't know if in the US they're like, sugar, that's fine. Go for it.
Well, I said in chat, we don't have free healthcare, right? So they get money if we're sick. So that's probably why they're like, drink 75 Coke Zeros, eat
That
30
makes a lot
donuts.
of sense now, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back to Leah. Glad to have you.
Thank you. I was summoned by donuts because I was going to tell Joe I can sneak you some donuts in my suitcase to EU.
I don't know if that's a good use of your space, but if you do have some space left over, that would be incredible.
Okay, wait. I'll also take 1 or 2, please.
if I can actually put them in my suitcase, I'll find a way.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
Cynthia actually last year bought me peanut M&Ms because I can, and peanut butter M&Ms because we can't get those here and there. Those are my favorite.
Oh,
interesting.
I would love those too. Okay.
People did that for AU for Michael. It was like one thing that Michael Dorinda asked for the speakers was like, please bring the different flavored M&Ms.
It is pretty wild.
Josh, I have a better answer to your question now.
You noodled on it?
I've noodled on it. And I think the general answer to the question is anything where we need to meter things is a continual challenge, because anytime we need to collect usage for compute or for data transfer or for database usage, all those things is like, it's different every time. There isn't a one size fits all problem to that, a solution to that problem. And the bigger part of that is like, we can build out a feature and have it ready and working, but we can't actually ship that feature until metering is in place. And so the building aspect always comes in at the very last minute with, we can kind of speculate how we think it's going to work, but oftentimes it's almost like we got to find our way once the feature's there and working to actually be able to do that. So that, I think that's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it makes sense, because you probably, you have to make sure that feature is exactly how you want it in the end game too, because you can't change it. And then that means that metering changes, and it changes, in the post aspect of it too, because then you have to go in reverse and say, okay, well, all of this metering that we had aspect up to this point, now that's all going to change because the feature has changed.
Exactly.
Itself. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's good fun. They're fun challenges.
What is the thing that you are most excited for in the next year of Laravel Cloud? You don't have to say
that's a good one.
Any specific new feature or anything like that, but what is the thing that maybe it's something that you're like, okay, hey, this particular challenge feature, just the future of what hosting looks like?
Yeah, I don't know how to say that without telling you what it is. Yeah, I would say we've just got some like incredibly cool tech coming that really pushes the limits of anything that we've ever done before. And I think I think it will change the game a little bit. And I'm going to leave it there and be super cryptic.
That's okay.
I cannot go any further without really dropping what it's going to be.
I guess, and here's a good way of putting it: if you were at a level of excitement at like an 8 before the challenges to Laravel Cloud to watch before last year, how excited are you? An 8 out of 10. How excited are you now for the next year of Laravel Cloud?
Yeah, I mean, the scale's not big enough, right? I think it's going to be wild. Like, honestly, the stuff that we've got cooking, I think, is incredibly exciting. So I'm going above 10. Like 11 probably doesn't do it justice, but we'll crank it up to 11.
11
I have no idea what you're talking about. I need to go to Slack and ask some people some questions. What's going on?
I don't either. I thought
nobody told me.
I think I know, but I also I'm like, okay, do I fully know? That's the other question.
I don't think even I fully know at this point. There's some boundaries that we've yet to push that we think are pushable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
All I'm learning is bribe Joe Dixon with donuts, and maybe you can find out what is it.
I mean, if you can get peanut butter M&M donuts, I'll tell you.
Oh,
I mean, this is the U.S. I'm sure I can.
There's definitely peanut butter M&M donuts somewhere out here. Yeah. I can ask Florian's bot. Hey, in my region of the U.S., where can I get the peanut butter M&M donuts?
I got another off-topic question for Joe.
Off topic?
Yes.
All right.
So I know you're a big soccer fan. I got 2 questions. How's your favorite soccer club doing? And who do you think will win the Premier League English football this year? All
right. Those are great questions and ones that might get me into some trouble. Particularly the second one might be get me into some trouble in the chat. My football team is a team called Norwich City, and we play in the second division, the one below the Premier League in the UK. We are what's known in the UK as a yo-yo team. So we go up and down and up and down and up and down, but we're never really good enough to stay in the big league. This year has been particularly difficult because we've been frankly terrible for the first. We play 46 games in the season. I think we have 12 games left. For the first half of the season, we were terrible, and we were in what's called the relegation zone. So in the UK, you have 3 teams that go up and 3 teams that go down, and the teams that are going down are what's called the relegation zone. So we've spent most of the season in there, but we brought in a new manager, and he turned things around, and so we are now looking up rather than looking down, and it doesn't look like we will get relegated. And it's actually much better, more entertaining football to watch now. Outside shot of us make very outside shot. Like, you have to have very rose tinted glasses on to think that we will do this, but like there's an outside shot that we could make the playoffs. And the playoffs are, again, 3 teams go up, 2 teams go up automatically. The next 4 teams play off for the final position to get promoted. Like, there's an outside shot that we could sneak into that 6th place and be in the playoffs. But do I even want to be there? I'm not totally sure, because we are just, when we go up to the Premier League, we're just so bad. It's much more fun to be in a more competitive league. And I don't know, Christoph, I don't know how in Austria the championship, which is the league we play in, is perceived, but I often hear in the UK that like it's genuinely the best league in the world in terms of being the most competitive league.
Cool.
For those in the US, Wrexham, who is owned by Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, play in the championship.
Yep.
So that was the first part of the question. We'd lost Christoph, I think, but
my camera's gone.
While he's off camera,
you can still hear me, right?
Still hear
you.
Okay, I'm trying to reboot. But about the second question.
The second question, while you're off camera, so you can't stare me down, is it's not going to be Liverpool who win the Premier League. I'm gonna say it's going to be Arsenal.
You think they're going to?
Yeah,
make it finally.
What is it, 20 years or something more than? I don't know, but I think they'll do it
already.
They had a big win at the weekend, which I think will set them on the path to winning the league.
All right, we got an on-topic question from Tessa for you. What's been the biggest architectural challenge scaling cloud to 1.5 million deployments. Architectural challenge.
It's now a good time to call out that I think we're actually around about 2.8 million deployments. So
there you go. Now that's a perfect time to call it out. We'll say 2.8 million.
Yeah. I noticed on the website in the build up to this that it's 1.5. I think we should try and correct that one. So 2.8 million deployments. The biggest architectural challenge. Yeah, I mean, everything we do runs on AWS, right? And running a platform at this kind of scale we're running at on AWS is challenging because we end up having to run it across multiple hundreds, in fact, of different AWS accounts. And so there was a lot of work done by predominantly by Chris Fidel at the very beginning of the project, Fideloper, if anybody's more familiar with him in that way, or by that name. Put a lot of work into figuring out what the correct kind of sharding strategy was for us. And I think there were many architectural challenges, and still are many architectural challenges, but that was a big one that I think, to this point at least, has been working pretty well for us.
I just know him as Slack thread hater.
Slack there.
He loves it.
I think that has slowly even leaked outside of Laravel as well. I think there's people have learned that.
You're back, Christoph.
I'm back, but I think my camera overheated, so I'm not sure how long it's going to last again. Sorry about that.
You need to ask Florian's bot to get you a camera cooler.
Oh yeah, I already
Is a
got my
camera
window
cooler a
open
thing
here.
that exists?
I think there's some people who
has
like
to.
put little fans that you can attach to, like either
Yeah.
a USB slot on it and
Nice.
stuff like that.
I almost bought one of those, but then I did a software update, I don't know, 6 months ago, and since then it never happened again. So I thought I'm good, but I'm not.
He's too excited about cloud. About Laravel Cloud being
Yeah.
out for a year. It just keeps going down.
Partying too hard.
This isn't a regret question, Joe, but looking back, is there anything you would change about how you built Laravel Cloud?
That's a tough question.
That's a tough one.
Or I'll even say like maybe even redirection of focus. Like maybe there was something that you were like, oh, hey, we should have figured this part out first and then other things.
I actually don't I genuinely don't think so. There are, like any software that anybody ever builds, there are trade-offs that you make, right? You go in knowing that if I take this direction, it rules out that direction. I think one thing that we've tried to do with cloud is always make, where possible, two-way door decisions. So if people aren't familiar with that, it basically means a door that you can basically walk back through. So if you go in one direction, you go in eyes wide open, knowing that if it doesn't work out, there's a plan to back out. And that isn't always possible, but I think we've tried to use that mentality wherever possible. Nothing springs to mind as to decisions that we would have made differently. I don't think. I think if anything has ever come up in terms of pinch points or bottlenecks or anything like that, we've always found a way to kind of build around them and solve those problems. Yeah, I appreciate that's probably not a meaty response to that question, but I do genuinely think that when you build software, you are continually making decisions where you trade one path off against another. And I think for the most part, there may be the odd decision along the way that we may have made the wrong one, but we've either been able to recover from it or just hasn't turned out to be as big of an issue as we thought it could be in the first place.
It's a great answer. I saw one question of will we have another year summary of Laravel Cloud? It was fun seeing that. So I think you're talking about Laravel Wrapped, which was fun making it. So like myself and Leah and Christoph a little bit as well, and of course Joe helped with that because like Cloud exists, and if Cloud didn't exist, then we wouldn't have those summaries. So we'll say it was a group effort,
And we deployed it on Cloud.
Yeah, of course we deployed it.
So we had to have Cloud for it. Yeah.
That Laravel Wrapped was awesome, by the way. That was incredibly good.
Yeah.
It was so fun to work on. I definitely think we want to do it again this year.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to.
And probably a lot of improvements. One of those things that's kind of like Joe said, there was probably nothing I would change. But the things that are neither now possible or just with foreknowledge of what things look like and how things work, I'm excited for this year's.
Me too. Plus, it was our first time doing it.
Oh yeah,
as well. So like a lot of ideas now, and we know how to properly plan for it because we did it at like a breakneck speed.
Yeah, what were the biggest challenges? I'm going to flip the tables. What was the biggest challenges building that out?
Oh, is Drew allowed to do this?
I think no. You have to leave now, Joe. You can't ask us questions. I feel like for me, so I did the front end for it. I know Josh worked on the data for it. On the front end aspect, I think the hardest part was we built it out in like 2 weeks, but the front end was basically in 4 days. And in me building out the front end, there was a lot of things that while Tilly was building out the design, she'd be like, okay, Leah, we want this feature. I can't really picture what it would look like. Can you go build it and then show it to me and then I'll design it? So it was a lot of like iteration like that where I'd have to build it in code. Obviously,
Gotcha.
I would do it not in a way she would. So then she would change the design and then I'd have to go back and redo it while like making it all look good and trying to ship it in like those 4 days. So that
Did
was
you
kind
sleep?
of no. I mean, there was one day, I'm not kidding. There was one day I stayed up to like, I don't know, I think it was like 6 a.m. I got 30 minutes of sleep, woke up and got on the meeting for it.
Wow.
And then got
No
off the
way,
meeting, was
wow.
like, I'm going to go back to sleep and I'll see you guys in like 5 hours.
They're fun times building. I think the challenging part from the data aspects, I did most of the data collection piece and then also like the back end of dispersing and where that data lives. I think the challenging part is knowing that kind of similar to what you had said, Joe, previously about like, oh, like you have the aspect of metering, but that depends on specific features, where we were taking data from Laravel Cloud, Laravel Forge, and Nightwatch, and each one of those data pieces is configured in a way that's best for that particular product. And so it's not uniform across all products. And so it's thinking through of like, okay, well, we had to make decisions specifically of like, okay, should we show all data for every single team or organization that you're a part of, or just ones that you deployed or that you own? Because some people might be a part of a team and they deploy a lot, but they don't necessarily own that team. And some people, they might be a part of a bunch of teams and never deploy on any of those. Should we show that stats as well? And so it was tough where like we tried to pick the right decisions that fit across as much people as possible. But it was also just tough saying, like, okay, like what looks the best for individual users. So it's like, I actually did something while also making it not unrealistic in a sense too. So I think that was the trickiest part, is learning what to do with the data and making decisions about it, because you almost have to be opinionated about what that data looked like, which was fun, but also very difficult.
Did you like aggregate the data in advance, or were you like pulling from separate data sources for each user that you were sending the wrap to?
We did. It was basically 2 data dumps done like about maybe 5 days before the actual wrap. So it was pretty recent data.
Okay.
And in my testing, we had dumped a lot of the data and then tried to export. And so it was basically a dump of the data and then one artisan command that then pushed it into the Laravel Cloud deployed database that had basically each individual user had one row of all of their data, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I don't remember how many columns there were. I mean, for a project like that, you would like, oh, it's not going to be too much, right? But it was probably close to 100 or 200 different columns for each row.
I can imagine, yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
And there was a lot of JSON columns too, which was fun.
Were you just, I'm sorry, I've totally, you know, now. Were you doing queries based on the JSON columns, or was that just literally pulling data out at that point?
It was mostly pulling data out and letting the front end do most of like any querying aspect. So a lot of it was just presenting it to the React front end that Leo was doing, and then like dealing with any kind of queries, or like the aspect of like, oh, Is it over 100? Show this. If it's under 100, show this. That kind of thing. So a lot of it was there, but a lot of the differentials were done in the front end, I think.
Gotcha.
We hit like weird edge cases with like Florian, like the super users of cloud, where it's like you're 0%, you're a 0%, yeah, of like top cloud users.
I've never heard Florian referred to as an edge case before.
Sorry, Florian.
My bad.
Flipping it back around to Laravel Cloud. Well, when Laravel dark mode when?
Mm-hmm.
When Florian submits the pull request, I guess.
When Florian's bot does it.
Yeah, now he can.
Florian doing any kind of a front end work. Sorry, Florian.
We need the dark mode. We also need the Laravel Cloud mobile app that I think Florian promised to do.
He's got an army of agents going off. I don't know. There is a candidly no plan to do dark mode right now. If anybody has super strong opinions on that, let's hear about it now. I would also love to hear on if we were to pick dark mode versus like a response. I don't know if we need a mobile app. Maybe it'll come, but like a way to get towards that is to actually make the app responsive.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are like constant things that we bat around as to should we do dark mode, should we do responsive. So if anybody has strong opinions on that, let us know.
So I guess with that, how do you decide yes or no? So when as the lead developer for Laravel Cloud, head of engineering for Laravel Cloud, how do you decide we should focus on that or we shouldn't focus on that?
Yeah, it's just like adjust. It's never adjust, but like it's just doing prioritization, right? So I talk to people from all around Laravel, from leadership team to the sales team to the cloud team themselves to other people, DevRel team, whoever like has opinions on things that we should be working on. We'll listen and collate all of that information, and then we'll work with I'll personally work with the engineering leads and the product leads to figure out what the rough state of the roadmap should look like for upcoming cycles. And then we work with the leadership team to prioritize that further to see which are the kind of most needle moving things that we can work on that will support the customers the most. So I guess people haven't been noisy enough about apart from Florian, about dark mode and or responsive layout for cloud. But those are two things which come up fairly regularly, I guess, internally at least.
We have a lot of chats here about dark mode. We have Chip is +1 for dark. Someone else had asked, well, this is like, if you ever apply dark theme, suggestion is Vercels and Nightwatch's implementation.
Nightwatch has a great dark mode. I agree.
Someone's like, ooh, dark mode.
Dark cloud.
When dark theme.
All right.
So I don't know, Joe. I think the people on it.
The people are speaking.
I'll go against the people, and I'll say almost, except for my code and my editor, everything else I prefer light mode.
I'm on dark mode.
And even in my terminal and my editor, I sometimes also prefer light mode too.
What about Slack? Is Slack dark or light?
Slack is light mode. Yeah.
I'm exact same as Joe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm jealous of your eyeballs.
Oh,
my eyes get like blinded by
minute.
lightning. I'm sorry. I know you're like, what'd she say?
What about them? I'm the same as Josh. Like, I'm exact same. Editor is currently dark mode, and everything else is light mode. What font are you using? I use a monospace font in Slack, which is.
I do not use a monospace font in Slack. I use monospace for everything else, like everything across the whole editor, everything across the whole terminal. And even now, like I sometimes have a terminal in light mode. They're specific. For example, I really like Zed's and Cursor's light mode in their editor. So a lot of times I will have that in light mode. I like OpenCode's desktop application. I like that in light mode. So yeah.
Is it like the yellow light mode or is it like pure white? Because I like the yellow based ones I kind of like.
It is pure white. At least like the default color. Yeah. So I'm not a complete dark mode user. There's some sites I prefer in dark mode. Like my phone is mostly in dark mode, surprisingly.
I even have my Kindle in dark mode. Like my Kindle is in dark mode. All my things are in dark mode.
See, I feel like e-ink, you can't have that in dark mode. That's specifically like a light mode built product.
I had to change it. But I used the yellow thing to make it like half yellow because I can't deal with how bright the white is.
We'll say how many people are with Josh and Joe in terms of like dark mode for only a few things, light mode for everything. How many people are with Leah, dark mode for everything, light mode for only a few things? That will decide if Laravel Cloud needs to be dark mode. That's the real task. Luigi says light mode all day keeps them focused. There you go. Slack is light is a crime. Sorry.
I agree. I do feel like Slack and light is like particularly a felony.
The things that I prefer in dark mode are the so for example, if it is specifically built in dark mode and you're like, oh, I have to go in and change it. If it's not like system setting, I'm almost fine with that when it's like defaulted to dark mode. I did change Night Watch to light mode. Sorry.
What's your thinking there, Josh? Is it like if the user has built me this site and they default to dark mode, they must think it looks best or put the most effort in and it looks best in dark mode? Or is it just like, I can't bother to change it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a both and. It's like if I show up to a site, and most sites nowadays are very system setting. So if it's specifically in dark mode, I'm like, okay, this is there's probably a reason for this.
Right.
For example, like Linear's site I have in dark mode, but in the app I have in light mode.
That's a great example. I do the same. Not that I'm on their site all the time, but yeah.
Yeah. It is a weird thing. So yeah, I'm down for keeping Laravel Cloud light mode.
All right.
All that to say.
I like how the light mode looks. I will say that because I do. I would love a dark mode. Love it.
All right. Feedback taken.
We have some compliments in the chat. Laravel Vapor fan here. Use it as a main stack for Property 6 solution. I don't have to worry too much about scalability. Thank you, Laravel. Thank you, Laravel Cloud. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Laravel Vapor and Laravel Cloud. I think Laravel Vapor walked so Laravel Cloud could run.
That's nice.
We should put that on there.
Yeah, we should.
Put that on a shirt. Someone else, I think it was Danny Phantom, who said if we had Laravel wrapped merch would be good. Like if they could have like top 1%, something like that.
Ooh. I think we need the stickers, especially like stickers.
Oh,
would be
especially
really
those stickers. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be cool to have like a
Jeremy did.
beanie that's like top cloud user or something like that. Would be kind of cool. I just like beanies a lot.
Did you like that, James? we'll add it to the merch repertoire. We'll do a little for those who just joined kind of thing before Leah, if you have any questions for Joe to jump back in. But for those who just joined, thank you for being here. 1 year anniversary of Laravel Cloud. It's crazy that it launched 1 year ago today. And actually everything launched a year ago today. I often forget that was like the launch day for everything.
It was a big launch day, yeah.
Starter kits, cloud. What else?
New Laravel.com, I think.
New Laravel.com.
Oh,
yeah. That was the one that kept me up. I didn't
there was
build it.
Here because we're at like 100 now. There wasn't that many employees during that.
There was very few, much fewer. I think we were around what, 50, 60, maybe around the time.
Maybe 50 something. I think I joined around 60 something, and it was like the month later. Like next month is a year for me.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go to that link, lrvl.co, I should be able to. That's really hard to say. I know. I just say laravel.co, lrvl.co/1 year party. You'll be able to sign up for swag giveaway, Laravel Cloud credits giveaway. I heard Joe might even show up to your house and do like a little ditty for you if you win if you win it.
He'll sing a cloud jingle to you.
A little cloud jingle.
All right. I'll do it, but it would have been nice to have some warning in advance. Right?
Yeah.
We should have had Florian's bot write it for you.
Yeah.
Probably doable.
The thought of you singing a cloud jingle is making me laugh, even without knowing what it would be.
I mean, nobody needs to hear me sing. Let's just leave it there.
Tessa also said she updated the hero section for that link as well to now represent the 2.8 million
Nice.
deployments on cloud.
I love it.
Yeah.
And see how fast that change was made because the site is deployed on Laravel Cloud.
There you go. All right, Joe. For Laravel Cloud, what do you think is the most underrated feature across all users? Like if you were like, hey, I talked to so many users, no one's using this feature. They should.
The problem is that I'd heard Florian's answer before I came on. And
I feel like that's going to be everyone's answers. Like, I feel like we'll probably ask Taylor the same question later on. I feel like that's going to be his answer because I think that was his answer last week. But
yeah, but it is like, it honestly is a huge superpower to be able to just like hook that up so that on a certain feature branch name or a pull request name, you can decide to spin up a new environment and exactly how you want that environment to be configured, and it can automatically spin down when those things are merged. It's like a really superpower workflow to get into. Like we use it a lot for our marketing sites internally. If new features are going out, we'll spin up a new preview environment for it, and then everybody can test it and click around and check how it performs in a responsive fashion and all that stuff, like very quickly and easily. And then, like I said, just turns itself off, spins itself back down when you're done with it. I do think that's an incredibly powerful feature that maybe a lot of people would benefit from knowing about. So I'll push that one again. What else is there? I don't know. I'm gonna be. I don't know if this is a. I forget the wording that you used. What is it we're looking for?
Underrated.
Underrated. I don't know if it's underrated, but I'm really proud of the Reverb integration that we have, or the Reverb managed Reverb service that we provide, because it's just so incredibly quick and easy to get WebSockets up and running in your app. And obviously, well, maybe not obviously to everybody, but I built the Reverb library in the first place. So to see that come full circle and be in cloud, I'm pretty proud of that one.
I was going to say, if there's anyone who knows how tricky WebSockets are, it would probably be you.
Yeah, and just to have that like from your canvas in cloud to be able to click and attach that to your environment and hit the deploy button, and cloud will just like inject everything that you need to be up and running for your front end and your back end. It's like you just never have to think about it. So I think that's an incredibly powerful one. Maybe not underrated so much, but one I'm pretty proud of that we got out there.
It probably is underrated.
I was thinking of that one too, because like I always see people still being like, "Oh, I didn't realize that it's like fully managed now," or like, "I didn't realize how easy it is to bring it in," because that's somewhat newish of a feature, is having Reverb in. That launched during Laracon AU in November?
Yeah, it was Laravel. Good memory. I'd forgotten. So
yeah, well, I was there. I remember the demo.
Okay, that helps. Yeah. It was, and it's nice you can like share that resource between multiple, like a lot of things on cloud, you can share that resource between multiple environments as well. So if you want to do WebSockets in lots of different apps, it's like one Reverb server and you can connect it to whatever you want to from there. So I think it's a really good one.
I think so too, because like when I was learning Laravel, before I started working here, of course, when I was learning Laravel and I was building stuff with Reverb, because I was really excited to use Reverb after your Laracon US 2024 talk where you flew the drone. I was like, oh, I want to rebuild like an app that I use Socket.io for, and I want to rebuild it in Laravel.
Yeah, cool.
When I was trying to think of hosting it, I was like, I don't want to have to worry about this. This will just never be deployed.
Yeah.
Like now with cloud and like the managed Reverb.
Yeah, it is like it's not. We have instructions on the website for hosting it yourself, but like it's not what a typical thing to host. There is some nuance to it. There is some configuration to it. So to have kind of all of that pain taken away from you, I think is pretty nice.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, I could have done it before, but I was like, do I feel like doing this? No. Because it was just like a project just for me. It's like, I don't want to worry about that.
Yeah.
I put the Reverb demo that was shown at Laracon AU in the chat, mostly because I had fun building it, and it was fun seeing it. But if you go to reverb-grid.laravel.cloud, that is where you can jump in and go there.
This was pretty cool.
This is the beauty of cloud within Reverb, of how easy this was. Like the hardest part was the actual building the app. The deployment was the easiest part out of everything. But I think one of my favorite things of building with Laravel Cloud when it comes to kind of like underrated features or like kind of like the Reverb thing is there's so much that's when I first started building with Laravel applications, I was I think Joe knows this specifically. I was a Vapor user because I liked the fact that I could just have everything and I wouldn't have to jump to a different service for things like mail or things like, you know, queues or anything like that. It was just kind of all contained. I didn't have to worry about any kind of like daemons or anything like that. It was just all in one separate config file. So when Laravel Cloud came out, one of the things that was really fun for me was the aspect of being able to have everything contained, and everything that I built locally would all of a sudden just work in production. So I didn't have to think through of like, oh, I have it set this way in production. How do I then change my configuration settings or have this set way in like local development? How do I change my configuration settings for production? I don't think I have to change hardly anything now. The few things I probably run into are just things that like are SQLite only features and not MySQL or Postgres. And those are, you know, that's just kind of normal development at that point. But being able to add something like a bucket and just have things work the way that you built it, being able to have a cache or a Reverb and just have that managed and work just the way you built it is pretty incredible for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think like maybe not underrated, but some of the things that Cloud gives you out the box, akin to Vapor in some ways as well. But to be totally clear, like before I worked at Laravel, I used Vapor because I was the only person who was managing any kind of DevOps related infrastructure stuff at the company I was working at. So I used Vapor because I didn't want to have to think about it at weekends and stuff anymore. And like, it was a huge unlock for me personally, like for my personal well-being, that was like a huge step in the right direction. But now you take that step forward into cloud, that makes it even easier and faster to deploy, but also has like those one-click configuration settings to enable auto-scaling if you are worried that you're going to get unexpected spikes in traffic, or, you know, to some degree expected spikes in traffic. To have all of that like one click available to you or configurable via the API, I think is a huge unlock. So not such an underrated feature probably, because it's, you know, one of the main things we think about cloud for, but definitely something that we maybe take for granted at times that is even a feature of cloud.
I love it. I saw this one question up here, and this is kind of similar to what we have been talking about. So I'm curious to get your thoughts, Joe. Additionally, as a freelancer, what is like some good use cases or some ways to use Laravel Cloud for freelancers, small companies with internal apps, even if they aren't the main target? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know if I would agree necessarily with the last sentence that they're not the main target. I think freelancers can have a great time on cloud. I think we've already talked about one of the big things, which I could imagine in a freelance environment, of somebody building out a new feature and wanting feedback from their client to actually test it before it goes live. Well, we've already talked at great length a few times now about preview environments, but that kind of feature I feel like would be a super powerful for freelancers. Yeah, and I guess it depends a little bit on how your company is structured. Like if you are, or your business is structured, I guess if you are hosting on behalf of customers, then why not? Why wouldn't you want to use cloud for all the reasons we just talked about in terms of not having to think about those servers that could go off over the weekend? Like if you just want to relax and forget about that and make that cloud's problem, I can imagine that being something that's pretty powerful for freelancers too. I hope that answers the question.
I think that's great. Yeah, one of the things I think of is I use Laravel Cloud, of course, for like some additional side projects that I have. But one of the things I use it a lot for is for demo applications, in the sense of like, you know, the fact of being able to spin up something, not even preview environments, which I think is a whole incredible also thing. Like if I'm spinning up a new branch, but being able to, it is almost easier to deploy something to Laravel Cloud than having to set up like a Grok or some kind of sharing locally thing to be able to share with with people. Like it is almost easier to deploy it and then share the link. So I think within terms like freelancers, internal apps, like the fact that you can have that deployed link, but then also be able to scale it up later if you want to add a domain name, if you want to add some of the preview environment stuff and or replication kind of stuff. I think to be able the starting point, the speed from deploy is like a big win there.
Yeah, the sharing of links is a big one, right? That's I got one shared with me the other day that was routing through to somebody's local instance of their app, and by the time I actually got to click on it to view it, the tunnel had expired and I couldn't see it anymore. So like to have something that isn't ephemeral there all the time that people can test and see progress on, I think is a big one.
Even before preview environments on cloud, we were just using cloud to like launch, to deploy like our marketing sites as we were building them to share internally. So that was easy to like have the marketing team check it, like just put it so everyone like on the different teams could see the progress. And now with preview environments, it's like even easier because you just open up a PR against the main branch or whatever, and then it gives you that preview environment link. So I think with preview environments now, I think it'd be really, really helpful for freelancers, or if you're an agency working with a company, having that, because I know like we were using it with an agency, and having those preview environments is so helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
And for those who are saying that they're getting errors on that Reverb demo link, that's not Laravel Cloud's fault. That's my fault because I scaled it down after Laracon AU because it was costing a lot of money, and I didn't scale it back up. It was an impromptu share, so blame my brain and not Laravel Cloud for that. Someone said, please bring a box of those hoodies to Laravel Live UK. I'd happily buy one.
All right, noted. I'll see if I can. I'll see what we can do.
You can scratch it up. I don't know if we have any more of those.
Was it from US 2024?
Yes. I lost mine somewhere, and I do not know where. I think I lost it like while traveling to a Laravel event, and I don't know.
Left it in the airport.
My wife has hers because like I had a smaller one that didn't fit me, and so she has that one. So she has a Laravel hoodie. I do not have one.
I guess one question I can think of, you mentioned earlier about kind of like how feedback from like DevRels and different people internally, and as well as the community, can kind of like, I guess, like shape Cloud's roadmap. Is there any feature you can think of that was added so far that was like added or shaped by community feedback?
I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it again, but I genuinely feel like preview environments was one of those. Like that. That was
it's a good answer.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps coming up. It's probably definitely means it's underrated, but
we need
for sure that was
somewhere down here now. Just use preview environments. That's the gist of 1 year.
We're showing them off later today. That's now this whole stream's theme. Preview environment.
We teed this up nicely.
Teaser.
Yeah. I think genuinely most things come from customer feedback. If we're working on something MySQL related, it's probably because a customer has noticed something that they would like it to behave slightly differently, or we get enough feedback in a similar vein that it means it makes sense to kind of form a project around pushing it on to the next level. I think for the most part, that's the case. There's obviously things that we want to do from our internal roadmap that also make their way. But a lot of stuff is kind of formed from customer feedback and internal feedback.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know like even when I'm looking, like I feel like I see different things now, like with little changes in the docs and things like that might look like small changes or upgrades, but like are coming from customer feedback. So I know there's like a lot of little improvements like that have been shaped.
Docs definitely get a lot of input from customer feedback, because obviously if we see something that a customer struggled with that we can document around and maybe even signpost those docs from inside the app, then that helps customers and helps us at the same time. So it's worth us spending time on the docs to continually make sure they're up to date and relevant. Yeah.
I've been spending more time in the docs. My goal this year is to become one with Laravel Cloud. To know it inside and out. I'm going to meditate until I become the cloud. Let's see.
All right, Joe. So before you leave, you kind of answered the Laravel Cloud questions. I got one personal question, then one kind of like work related question, but personal
All right.
question. Florian's bot
Oh no.
would have him order a Thai dish. If you had a bot, I don't know if you have one yet, but if you had a bot, what would it order as your top 5 takeout dish?
Pizza.
Okay. What kind of pizza?
Depends on my mood, but probably be like a Texas barbecue or something with like pepperoni and I
Texas barbecue pizza. Is that a thing?
It is here. I don't know if it is in the US, but yeah, it's like barbecue sauce with chicken.
It's like,
and
it's not a
There's
thing
barbecue
in Texas,
pizza.
but yeah, there's
it's
barbecue pizza.
barbecue pizza. Yeah.
Okay, so barbecue chicken is what we would call it, probably. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds very similar to a Texas barbecue. Oh yeah, something meaty. I guess I like. Yeah, pepperoni.
Is it pork or is it like chicken on it?
Chicken.
Okay. Yeah, we call that like barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds.
Probably have like a little bit like cilantro, maybe.
Yeah, you could get a pulled pork variety of that, but typically I'll have chicken.
Gotcha.
I do like that. And then what is something that for Laravel Cloud, or just like the future of Laravel Cloud, what is like one thing that you're either excited for? It could be like one word that you're like excited for the next year. So thinking back,
well, you're trying to get this out
great
of me.
year, happy birthday. I'm not trying to get
You either have to say this or do the
like,
jingle, Joe. Pick.
Be teaser. It can be super generic. One word.
You can be really vague.
Extremely vague.
You could be so vague. You could even say cloud. Like
it could be a feeling too, like joy, excitement, energy.
I think we're making him feel anxiety by asking.
Definitely feel anxious. I would just say like, just watch the space because we're going to kick it on to the next level over the next 6 months or so.
I love it. I'll take that.
So like hype, enthusiasm.
Hype, yeah, we're hyping.
Yeah,
we're in hype mode.
Yeah. I phrased the question totally wrong. So
I saw the stress and I was like, we can.
No, you're
pivot.
totally fine. I could have given one word, but yeah, let's just go with hype for now. Dark.
Where can people find you? So we're wrapping up the session. Where can people find you off of the stream here?
Like if you want to give feedback, like just hit me up. I'm joe@laravel.com. If it's more kind of social based stuff and you want to follow along for the ride, I'm at Joe Dixon on Twitter. It will always be Twitter to me. And I'm now officially at Joe Dixon because I did the premium handles thing and I managed to get the official one. So.
There you go. I'm still waiting on my premium at Josh. Like not even.
You might be waiting a while.
I don't want to know. It's technically not being used, but yeah. There you go.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for coming on today and answering questions, even though you didn't do the jingle for us, which we are disappointed.
Everyone give Joe a round of applause. Happy birthday. Can you sing happy birthday for Laravel Cloud?
I already said nobody needs to hear me sing.
We should do that. Like we should have gotten a cake and sang happy birthday.
I thought of it.
Get producer Dave to make us a beat, and then we'll do like happy birthday that way. That'd be fun.
You would have had to order cake to everybody's house, though. That would have got logistically challenging.
We have Florian's bot.
That's true.
Florian's bot.
All of our addresses. That has to be safe, right?
Sure. Seems fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joe.
Me. This was fun.
Yeah. Happy 1 year of Cloud. Bye.
Bye.
I think Nuno said, everyone put a like on the video. So if you're watching this, like the video. Nuno said it, not us. But no, it helps make this more available for people who are watching. Happy 1 year of Laravel Cloud. In the description also is that link, lrvl.co/1year-party. And you can sign up to win free swag, Laravel Cloud credits. What do we got next, Leah?
Coming up, we have James Brooks joining us today. And then John O'Nolan will be joining later in this half of the session as well. So let's go ahead and bring James up to talk to us about Laravel Cloud as well as private cloud specifically.
Let's go.
Hi.
Hey, James.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How
Doing-
are you?
Doing fantastic.
I'm all right, thank you. I can't believe that Joe didn't sing for us, to be honest.
Yeah. So, are you going to
This is
sing
fun.
"Happy Birthday" to Laravel Cloud?
No, absolutely not.
I'll just ask
Um,
every single person who joins. Maybe John or Nolan can do it. I've heard he has a good.
I reckon John will. Yeah, if anyone will, John. Or maybe we just save it for Taylor, and Taylor has to sing it.
I-
Just
himself.
waiting for us to ask someone and them just like click off the stream. They're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I can't sing. Nobody wants that, and we are not putting that out there recorded. Not happening.
Are you sure? We could clip it and then it could like live forever.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Well, I guess one thing, it's not just Cloud's birthday. It's also Kieran, who's on our team. It's his birthday as well. So happy birthday to him and Laravel Cloud.
It's nice to share a birthday with Laravel Cloud. You'll always know when your birthday is, or when Kieran's birthday is. I guess
That's
I
the
should say.
only way you'll know, right? Like your
Yeah,
birthday,
no.
who
It's
cares?
definitely the other way around. It must be Kieran's birthday because it's Laravel Cloud's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, happy birthday, Kieran. We'll have Taylor sing to you and Laravel Cloud later.
Let's do it.
James, what's your current for everyone just joining in the chat? Happy 1 year birthday to Laravel Cloud, but also we'll kind of lump in a year ago today, Laravel Cloud launch, which is awesome. But also we got a new landing page, we got new starter kits, we got the VS Code extension launched.
I knew
a
there was
year
something
ago.
else.
I knew there's one thing. I think that's all of them. It was a lot. It was a long day.
It
was a fun day.
It was a very long day.
But James, what is your drink of choice currently? Do you got Coke Zero with you? Do you got Diet Coke? You got Coke.
It's got to be there, right? It's got to be
There
a
you go.
Coke Zero. I have also had a Monster White. I know Leah is a big fan of them as well.
I'm reformed right
She
now.
was. Yeah, she's
What?
taking a hiatus.
What's this?
I haven't had one in a month. I'm actually drinking tea right now. I'm drinking Earl Grey tea.
You've changed.
I know.
No, it's
I
probably for the
know.
best, though. Let's be honest.
I've changed. I haven't had a Monster in like a month. I don't have a Christmas tree in the background. I saw comments about that earlier. The Christmas tree's down. I don't know who I am anymore.
No, you're not the real Leah.
You're not
I'm
the
a
real.
fake. This is AI. Florine's bot made me.
Yeah.
Well,
And we did, though. Tea is definitely a better choice than a white Monster, let's be honest.
But before you tell us who you are, James, where people can find you and what you do, for those who don't know, I feel like everyone in the chat probably knows the legendary James Brooks. But for those who don't, and before you say that, what's your favorite dad joke?
Oh, okay. So I'm going to change my accent for this so that it works.
Oh,
Not a
okay.
big deal.
American?
It's no. It's just the pronunciation of two words because
Okay.
it just makes sense. But I know that people will call me out for it. What do you call a dinosaur's fart? A blast from the past. Come on.
we need some of those like sound effects.
Leah's
Like,
disconnected in just pure disgust.
I had to leave for that one.
We'll do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on SNL.
But you would say that joke? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, thanks, Tessa. Yeah, it's a fantastic joke. My 7-year-old loves it. My 4-year-old loves it. And my wife
I think
like a perfect joke.
I think it was worse than Josh's. That's what Danny Phantoms. I think that means it was good though, right? That's how you judge a dad joke.
I would say so. It's more like the kind of like collective groan of everybody around you. The bigger that is, the more successful of a land it was. I have got another one. How'd you get Pikachu on a bus?
I don't know.
You Pokemon. There we go. That was a good one.
All I was thinking of is how he says his name, the Pikachu. I was like, how does that tie into the joke? It didn't.
I'm still thinking about like what did James change about his accent for the dinosaur one?
Oh, so my British accent is like the elongated, I think it's elongated A, so it's like grass, not grass.
Okay.
Past, not past. But every time I slip
past.
back into a southern accent, then
So
somebody will
blast
tell me
from
about
the
it.
past was the part
Yeah.
that you had to change. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a regional joke.
Okay.
If I hadn't have said it, no one would have thought anything of it. But I know somebody will. pick
Okay,
that
I've
up.
got a good one. This isn't a good one, but I've got a joke for specifically like for this group right here. Well, you, James, specifically. So imagine if Americans switched from pounds to kilograms overnight. That'd be mass confusion.
I like that one. I also like the camera angle. It makes it so dramatic.
Oh man,
I get it. That was
well,
good.
who are you, James? Tell us, besides a dinosaur joke teller, who are you?
Yeah, so a dinosaur joke. I am James Brooks. I am the newly appointed head of enterprise enablement for Laravel Cloud, formerly engineering team lead on Laravel Forge. I've been at Laravel for 6.5 years.
OG.
OG, yeah. And then, I work on, right now, I'm working on kind of our enterprise offering, or private cloud, as Leah mentioned earlier, which I guess we could get to in a little bit. And then, what was the other part, Josh, I was supposed to do, where you can find me?
Yeah, like where do you mostly, if people want to just learn more about you or who you are, what's your plug? Your individual plug.
I mean, I don't have a YouTube, I don't have a SoundCloud, but I do have a Twitter. It's JBrooks UK, JBROOKS. Well, I forgot how to spell my own thing. JBROOKS UK. Thank you, Leah.
I thought you forgot how to spell UK, and I was like, James, it's two letters.
Too many letters
UK
to spell out. Yeah, UK. JBrooks UK, because I am from the UK, in a place called Stoke-on-Trent, or just outside of there, technically. Yeah, that's me.
There you go. Well, what when you think about a year, so like you just recently joined the cloud team specifically, so you've gotten to kind of see Laravel Cloud from the outside in, at least internally outside in. So we'll call it like from the outside in, inside.
From the middle.
Yeah,
middle
from the middle
out.
inside. Yeah. What does the past year look like, do you think, and why the change for you then? How does that play?
So a year ago I was working on Laravel Forge, and then I joined the cloud team in December. And I guess because Forge and Cloud kind of do a very similar thing in very different ways, they're both deployment platforms. I kind of purposely stayed out of what Cloud had been up to, because we kind of wanted to stay true to the way of what Forge is and how that works. And some of the stuff that gets done in Cloud just doesn't translate very well. So I just tried to kind of stay out of it a bit and dip my toes in where necessary. In, I think it was August, we started, I have this timeline wrong, I'm sure, July, August time, the first kind of enterprise customer came on, and that required the team, various people in various teams at Laravel, to set up our private cloud offering, which we figured would kind of be a kind of part of cloud that would grow slowly, but it's actually been very popular, because it's awesome. You know, you can bring your existing AWS infrastructure and actually connect it to to cloud. You get your own infrastructure, your dedicated AWS account, and then with VPC Gateway, or what was the other thing? Transit Gateway. You can connect it to your AWS account and still kind of get access to all the resources that you've created previously. So you don't have to do a full migration to cloud. You can keep your existing RDS, that kind of thing. So because of that, it's made it really popular. And it's a really strong offering from cloud. And it's a semi-technical, semi-sales, semi-enterprisey project management kind of role. and the guys above us thought I would be good at it. Hopefully I'm doing an okay job at it. But because it's been more popular than we first anticipated, we needed somebody to kind of step into that role on a full-time basis. As I say, there were various people who were involved in the process previously. And to have one face and one team that can actually manage that process is definitely a positive.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. What do you think is when you think of kind of the trajectory of Laravel Cloud, I guess specifically like in your role, like what's the thing that excites you the most?
That's a really good question. Specifically in my role is, well, I'm gonna firstly, outside just cloud in general, I think is a really strong offering for PHP just entirely. I think it's nice to have a managed platform that works as well as cloud does, is effective as it is, has all the features that it has. Like Joe was just talking about the website, the managed WebSockets preview deployments, which I don't think is really, I know that everyone has mentioned this, but it's not really a feature that you kind of see in the PHP ecosystem all that often. And yet, as Leah said, we use it all the time ourselves. And there's absolutely many, many, many uses for it, including freelancers and internal companies as well. It really simplifies the whole PR review process because you can actually visually see what's changed, which is exciting. And then in terms of my role, I think the most exciting thing is being able to kind of bring in enterprise customers that PHP has notoriously had a bad reputation for like big companies, like it doesn't scale, it doesn't do this, blah, 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 blah. But actually it does. And companies are able to now come to a managed service that is able to provide for them. We're able to cater for enterprise customers with big requirements and security and compliance, that kind of thing.
Awesome. That's cool. I really love it.
We use preview environments even for the site for this 1 year of Laravel Cloud stream. When we were like doing the landing page, we were using the preview environments because Tess and I were working on that yesterday. And she was like, how would I get this on cloud? Who can help me with that? I was like, actually, if you open up a PR against the main branch, like boom, here you have your little link that gets shared in your GitHub PR that gives you the URL for the preview environment.
It's funny you mentioned that as well, actually, because Tessa opened a PR to add the live stream video into the website. And she just needed someone to approve it. So I went to the pull request. It's like, oh, how do I know that that looks right? Oh, wait, I could just click the link that Laravel Cloud has provided for us and navigate to the page. And magical.
Oh, Tess even said that. It was magical.
That was weird timing.
It was like at the same time.
Same brain.
I know we keep mentioning it, but it just brings me joy every time I like see. It's like I open a PR. Even if you open it as a draft PR, it still like responds and will open that URL for you, and that alleviates so much stress. Like for me, because I'm always the type of like developer, especially because I do a lot of front end development, where like I'd want to test it and see how it was going to work on cloud, because there's some weird things that like will work locally, but once you deploy it, it won't work. Like I think it's for Mac. If you use a capital or something in a like the name for your files, like an image or something, it will still work properly on Mac OS, but once it's deployed, obviously it won't. Don't ask me how I know that. That definitely got me sometime last year and made me so mad. Because then you're like, why does it work locally and not deployed? That's why. Whereas like if you're using preview environments, you would catch that and you would never merge that in before fixing it. Or hopefully you wouldn't. But if you do, you would know.
I've had a couple of those merge preview environments fixes where there's a little bit of stuff I kind of talked about a little bit with Joe, but there's a little bit of stuff where the way you write eloquent within SQLite or even just write DB queries doesn't work within like Postgres or even like MySQL, or the things that like Postgres can do better. And most of the time, I just develop locally with SQLite and just use like Postgres or MySQL within production. But being able to have a preview environment, I automatically like catch that, because then, you know, things like tests probably could catch it too. But at the same time, like, oh, I click around and all of a sudden it breaks. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a weird Postgres thing. Let me do this. All of a sudden it doesn't have to be deployed directly to my production. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I like it for responsiveness too, because then like you have the link already that you can just like send in a chat and then test it on mobile like yourself, instead of just having to do it in the browser and make it like the size of mobile. You can actually test it on your phone.
Yeah,
without,
when you
again,
resize the
having-
browser, it's never the same as like actually opening it on Safari or Chrome on your phone and seeing it there. And like Joe said earlier, I've also received, I don't think it was the same one, but also received a what's the word called? Like a sharing URL for a tunnel.
Yeah.
And it had expired. And yeah. So preview environments.
Love them.
That's the theme for today. Celebrate 1 year of Laravel Cloud. Preview environments.
Yeah.
Our best.
Forget everything else the team have been working on. Preview environments is where it's at.
Yeah. We obviously really like them. Let's see. So you talked about private cloud some already. How would you like explain like a short summary to people who like maybe still don't really understand it? How would you explain like what private cloud is?
Yeah, so you've got the Laravel Cloud dashboard, and underneath that, it's communicating with different clusters of compute. That could be database and app compute, that kind of thing. And so when you deploy an application to a region, you're kind of all on those same clusters. Private cloud is basically a duplicate of that cluster, but it's locked down just to yourself. So your organization can deploy to that kind of AWS account is where it's all kind of stored. And so you end up not having like noisy neighbors. You get more control over what you can link out to. So like I said, you can connect to your existing RDS instance, or maybe a MongoDB or some other AWS service that you're relying on. And you get, with that as well, you get things like dedicated outbound IPs because it's not shared between other people. Yeah, hopefully that's like a short summary of it. Isolated is kind of the word private, and yeah.
I think so. And I think that also answers the question of like how it differs from standard Laravel Cloud as well. Yeah,
it's still the same UI. And there are some changes, because when you go to deploy an environment, you can say, oh, I actually want to deploy it to this cluster, not kind of the shared one. But overall, you're still using the same cloud dashboard as what you're familiar with.
Still no dark mode, Alicia.
No dark mode.
It would be funny if it's like, okay, we have dark mode now. It's only for private cloud.
Yeah. There you go.
We might sell a lot of private cloud that way. That might be the way to go.
Maybe that's the only way we get Joe to agree to dark mode too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, for private cloud, what does fully managed by Laravel like actually take off your plate for the like enterprise customers or people using private cloud?
So forgetting the fact that you can connect it to your existing AWS account for a second, under the hood of Laravel Cloud are just multiple AWS accounts, and your private cloud gets deployed into another one of those accounts managed by us. So it gets a dedicated EKS control plane, like the Kubernetes stuff, and then we manage that for you. We're doing all of the infrastructure deployment, the maintenance periods and upgrades and that kind of thing. If there's any downtime, that's on us to resolve. It's kind of like essentially still the kind of the selling point of cloud really is it's a managed deployment platform. And private cloud just kind of takes that one step further in that you get it dedicated, but it is still managed and maintained by us.
Gotcha. Let's see. When should a team start thinking about private cloud? Whether they're already on Laravel Cloud and they're just unsure if they should move over to use private cloud, or if they're not on Laravel Cloud already at all, like when should they start
Yep.
thinking about private cloud?
Yeah, so if you're not using cloud already, then we normally see like a cost-effective pattern at around $2,000 a month spend. So if you're spending more than that, then you're probably going to see savings for a start by moving to private cloud. And then if you're already on cloud, you could move to private cloud if you need things like a dedicated IP address, or maybe you want to use you don't want noisy neighbors, you want the dedicated compute, you want to control that kind of scaling a bit more. Maybe you need additional compliance. We're still, like, cloud is compliant with multiple things now, but maybe you need it to be separated for whatever the kind of compliance requirements that you have are. Yeah.
We love
How about
saving
that, really?
money.
Saving money, compliance, support, maintenance. Yeah. A lot of money saving, hopefully a lot of effort saving as well. Like I spoke to someone recently that spends multiple hours a month upgrading all their servers, putting things into downtime, or trying to avoid doing that where possible. But that adds time on as well, to make sure that all their machines are up to date. They've got all the latest patches. Cloud will do that all for you, and it does it in a rolling way where you shouldn't see any downtime as well.
Which is great. I know, to me, thank you, not having to like think about any of that stuff. It's like,
yeah, you can just think of your application.
Yeah.
There is a comment I've seen by Showstopper 1000. So I will stop the show. Does the private cloud offer? Yeah, that one. Very apt name. Yes. So with private cloud, you can actually bring a custom domain name as a vanity domain. So when you deploy your application by default on cloud, you get laravel.cloud, or like random application environment name. You can bring a custom domain. So you could bring acme.cloud or whatever. It doesn't have to even have the cloud TLD. It could be whatever you want. And then when you deploy, your deployments get put under that domain instead. So you get all the kind of vanity branding that way, or white labeling, I guess. Yeah. So worth calling that out.
This is not private cloud specific or anything. This is just general. Start a new project rebuilding our platform on Laravel Vapor. Should I be using Laravel Cloud instead? I'm going to say yes. This is the 1 year Laravel Cloud stream. But which one would be cheaper to run?
You'll probably see savings with Laravel Cloud, especially if it is new and a new platform that isn't going to receive much traffic, because you get the hibernation as well, so you can save money when the application isn't running. But generally, we see things are cheaper on cloud anyway. So yeah, cloud.
Also, like, it almost feels bad to be like, say not cloud today when we're celebrating a year cloud.
Yeah, but I think I think, you could say, oh yeah, you have to say yes, you have to say use cloud because it's cloud or whatever. But I think the one thing that we're very good at is telling customers, actually, for your use case, you should stick with Vapor or Forge. Of course, we want people to move to cloud. We do truly believe and aspire for cloud to be the best way to deploy applications. But that isn't also right for everybody at the time, and we would tell you if that was the case. Yeah,
I think that's important to say too, because like sometimes people ask like, why would you move from Forge to the cloud? And I think it really like depends, right, on the use cases and stuff too. Because there's some use cases that make sense.
Totally. Yeah.
But also, I shared the link again. If you go to lrvl.co/1yearparty and you fill out the form that's at the bottom, we'll be using that to choose winners for giveaways we're doing later today. And we're also giving away cloud credits. So if anyone wanted to test using cloud, if you fill out that form, you'll get cloud credits as well. And then we do have John here, who we can go ahead and bring up. Not to talk about private cloud, but just talk about Laravel Cloud again, because I know John uses Laravel Cloud for Ghost.
John O'Nolan.
Hey guys,
Here we go. Hey.
John.
How are you?
how's it going? Lovely to be here.
Going fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, I've just been sitting back here learning about private cloud. It's been very
I'm glad.
exciting.
You're taking notes and you're like, okay.
Yeah, you know how I love compliance.
It's everyone's favorite pastime, I will say.
Gotta be. It's gotta be. I'm here for the hot takes. I'm here to make things exciting. What are we doing?
I don't think we've had hot takes yet.
We have not had a hot takes. We've done some dad jokes.
This,
So if you do have a dad joke, you can go ahead and share that too, or just let us know who you are and what is Ghost. We had that question a while back because people saw the that you were coming on in a little bit. So who are
Great
you
question.
and what is Ghost?
My name's John. I'm a co-founder, CEO of a company called Ghost, ghost.org, which is an open source publishing platform. You could think of it as modern WordPress or an open source Substack, depending on your flavor or proclivity. We've been around for about 13 years. It's actually an app written in Node.js and JavaScript, not in PHP. So some people might be confused about why I'm here, but guess what? You can write code in multiple languages. You don't have to choose, it turns out. We have lots of stacks across Ghost: JavaScript, PHP, Golang, a little bit of Rust here and there. And so some of our properties, some of our internal projects in particular, run on Laravel and on Laravel Cloud. The largest public facing of which is explore.ghost.org, which is our big public directory of all the Ghost sites in the world, kind of showcasing and showing them off, which on the front end is this big way for people to kind of see all of our users and customers who run publications, newsletters, magazines, YouTubers, podcasts, all kinds of stuff. And on the back end, it's actually a CRM we use to sort of figure out who's using Ghost, what for, how are they using it, what features should we prioritize based on their feedback. It ingests testimonials, does all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so I built that with Laravel and Cloud. And it was a lot of fun. So here I am.
I don't know if this makes you feel old, John, or what, but Mateus in the chat said, I remember the Ghost Kickstarter. I was like 15 back then. I don't know what that has to say.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I think it was a while ago.
2013.
Yeah.
2013.
Oh,
Mad.
man.
People who weren't around then, Ghost got started with a Kickstarter campaign. Right around the time Kickstarter was hot, it was like fairly new. There wasn't that much software that'd been on it yet. And I had an idea for a new CMS. And I wrote this blog post that went kind of viral on Hacker News. And so I put up a Kickstarter campaign for like, can we raise some funding to turn this into a reality? And if you go and look at it now, I look like I'm about 15 years old as well. So it's pretty amusing to watch back. But that's how it all got started, a Kickstarter campaign and a dream. And just about 13, 14 years later, still going strong, still working hard.
The crazy part is there's probably people who are hosting blogs with Ghost who were not around when it first launched.
Don't say
We're
that,
not
Josh.
alive.
You don't need to.
Not
remind
even
us of that.
alive.
Not alive. Jeez.
I wouldn't put it past it.
Would they only be
You know,
they'd
13
be
years
13.
old?
I
Should they-
would started a blog when
Yeah,
was
I had a
13.
blog at 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I was like, should they be shipping? And then it's like a blog. Like, yeah, they can have a blog.
Yeah.
You're like, don't do too much shipping. Yeah, you're not old enough for that. No.
Like, no. I mean, I was a high school teacher too, so I'm like, should these kids be allowed to be on the internet? No.
It's true.
Wow.
So how have the birthday celebrations been thus far, guys? Tell me everything that's new. That I'm subscribed to the newsletter, so I'm fairly up to date. But what have I missed? What's the TLDR for me who hasn't been on the live stream as long as you've been on it? I want the rundown.
Florian's bot demo is pretty cool.
Nice.
He did not order food with it though, sadly. He said he wasn't hungry. So that was disappointing. And then Joe Dixon wouldn't sing a jingle for us. And we also couldn't get
Unsurprising.
James to sing. So
John,
Yeah,
I
we
bet
said-
you can sing.
Yeah, we said we haven't gotten to sing happy birthday to Laravel Cloud yet. So we're waiting for the next person to do that.
Oh no, yeah, that's not going to be me. But I would definitely endorse the next person who's coming on the stream. I think they would be perfect.
That's Taylor. So you think Taylor should
I
sing
think
it?
Taylor's the next one, honestly. So
You know, I don't know if Taylor's going to do that. But if I was a betting man,
if you were,
Pressure.
I feel like we asked Taylor to do that. Just like a mark goes next to our name. It's like,
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
know about
makes
that person. yeah.
yeah, we got three J's right now. We got John, we got Josh, and we got James, and then Leah kind of throws it all off. So
I'm sorry.
but Leah starts, so we got L and then JJJ. We're good.
Yeah. We also
we're
just
taking
had
it.
Joe on. So we're
Yeah, we did.
really
We
all
got some
about the J
Js.
names today.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
It's a strong starting letter, to be honest.
gotta have
So
it.
We
John,
talked a lot.
what-
I was going to say we
what you
talked a
said?
lot about preview environments today too.
That
As
has
a
been
LDR.
that's been the thing. So John, have you used preview environments?
I have. I'm going to be honest with you. I turned them on, and I got myself a little wraps around my axle. I turned them off again.
Oh no.
I was
You're like
I was
you
shipping it all
create
too
too
hard.
many. Okay, yeah, you create too many branches. That's what
I
I'm
was shipping it
guessing.
all too hard, and they were kind of getting slightly out of control. It was also fairly early on when they were brand new when I tried them. And then the thing I forgot to do, this is like a great pro tip, is I have Renovate running on the repo that's managing dependency updates. So it opens pull requests. Sometimes it'll open 10 pull requests. And unless you exclude those, you
Yeah.
get a preview environment for every single one, which is probably not like the most useful thing that you want from preview environments. So I need to circle back around, give them another try. Tell me now, James.
You should, because there's now rules, so you can
Yeah.
say if the branch name
Has
matches
this name.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
Love rules. Give me more rules. That's
You
what I
did say
want.
you're all about compliance. So
This is what I'm all about.
A rule
All
follower.
about. Except for SOC 2. SOC 2 leads to terrible UX no matter what product it's on. But other than that, we love compliance.
it's got to be done.
Got to be done.
So John, can you tell us how did you find so you started building Ghost and it's a Node.js app, but now you're building in Laravel. So like one, had you heard about Laravel before, or is this relatively new? How did that shift come into play? And then why building in a whole bunch of different stacks? Why are you here?
Why am I here? It's a good question. This might
John
surprise you to
O'Nolan.
learn. I coded my first bit of Laravel in like 2015, 16. I want to say it was Laravel 4 or 5. And I even like have this vague memory of the Laracast series at the time that was going around about it. And the attraction was some PHP, which I already knew because I came from the WordPress world before I was even doing anything with Ghost. With the sort of developer ergonomics of Rails, like a language that you're familiar with that doesn't claim to be beautifully typed yet incorrectly spell else, which makes no sense, that I can never get my head around in Ruby land. And so I started messing with it a little bit way back when it was relatively young. Enjoyed it, always kind of had it as I'm going to try and do my side project in this. But where I would always get stuck, and this is what's really changed in the last couple of years, is truthfully, I'm not actually a developer. Don't tell anyone. I've always been designer, front end. I've got lots of ideas. I want to bring those ideas to life. And code is the means to an end to accomplish that, to bring ideas to life and to kind of get them out into the world. And Laravel, I could kind of get to a certain point with. And then once we start getting into like, oh, you need a database transaction and it has to be structured in a certain way. My poor little designer brain is just addled and I couldn't get any further. And Stack Overflow, I don't know. I would just, after a while, be like, I give up. And so what changed a couple of years ago was obviously AI entered the chat, both figuratively and literally, where at the beginning, even ChatGPT 3 days, I could simply get myself unstuck. I could be writing a bit of Laravel code and be like, oh yeah, I can do this like by myself. This is sick. And if I get stuck, rather than turning Stack Overflow, I could point Copilot, or wherever it was, at my function and be like, what's wrong here? And sometimes it would give me the right answer, enough times that I would get unstuck. And then as that whole space has accelerated, the sort of capability that I have as an individual throughout the stack has increased so dramatically that I can now ship end-to-end applications in a way that was simply inconceivable a couple of years before now, without anyone's help, without any real experience in doing so. And this is why I think Laravel's in this like interesting position and this almost like magical spot, is because it's always been designed around small teams shipping big ideas, right? It's like Rails if you want to go and live in San Francisco, and Laravel if you don't, in my mind. And there's lots of people with big ideas who aren't necessarily interested in the giant VC-backed startup approach to the world of building apps, but who do want the developer ergonomics of being able to build like serious applications with a small team that can do big things. And AI is only accelerating the number of people who are trying to do that type of stuff. And Laravel is uniquely built for exactly that setup in a way that I'm not sure if any other framework quite is. So as I've kind of gotten deeper and deeper into that world, my motivation, my excitement, my abilities of things I can get done between Laravel and Inertia and tying it together with the various different front ends has just been this flywheel of momentum of it's unbelievable how much I can ship. It's unbelievable how many commits go to production every day. And, you know, half of them at this point happen while I'm watching YouTube or something. It's unbelievable. It's the most exciting time I've had in my career, and the most fun I have is in I have a lot of different projects in different languages, but is in the Laravel projects for sure.
John, what is it that you think? Oh,
no, you go, James.
Do you want to go, Lee? Okay. What is it that you think? What is it that you think separates or sets Laravel apart from other languages in that? With you having multiple projects in multiple languages, what makes Laravel kind of the best way of doing that?
Yeah, the biggest,
you have to say
biggest difference. There's a lot, but the most significant one is you know what Taylor refers to it as being a batteries included in framework. So if anyone's ever tried to build a full stack JavaScript thing, what you quickly find is that there are 1,000 ways to do anything. You want a database? We got a lot of those. You want an ORM? We got all of them. Are any of them maintained? No. You want routing? Lots of different ways to do that. And what we like to do in the JavaScript world is each week, whatever was the established piece of technology last week, that now must die, and we must all move to something else. And the new thing will be compatible with the old thing, but not quite. So you'll have to rebuild everything. And so that cycle just sort of repeats endlessly and at ever accelerating rates. Whereas in Laravel, there's kind of just usually, generally, one, maybe two ways of doing things. And they've been really carefully considered. You want queues? They work like this. You want to interact with the database? It works like this. You want caching? It works like this. And sure, there's still like escape valves and escape hatches, driver patterns for if you want to kind of choose your components. But for the most part, everything is designed to work together, and there's a clear way of doing things. So it's a lot harder to go wrong, and it's a lot easier to get further faster, because it's closer to putting together Lego pieces than it is sort of strapping together arbitrary bits of wood and plastic, which is often how JavaScript ends up feeling if you spend long enough with it. But I know you know this, Josh. You've been through the same experience, haven't you?
I have, and it's funny how I was thinking back to I was not privy to Laravel before AI, really. I mean, I knew about it, but I had not started building with it until really AI and in its early days. So this was 2023 was when I really started toying around with Laravel. And so just around 3 years ago, just under 3 years ago is when I started building my first app with Laravel. And it was this fact of like, okay, when I asked a question at that time, I think ChatGPT wasn't even around yet. It was just the model that I could plug into my API. And so I could ask questions and copy a whole bunch of code. And I was like, okay, well, how do I do this within a job? And because I could paste docs and know like, okay, well, it just had that kind of knowledge, even at that early AI stage, all of a sudden I could know all these things that I would have had to find like a separate service and a package for to run long-standing jobs, or understand like what Nginx configuration I need in order to make this job last longer than the 30 seconds of edge hardware, whatever that might be. It was just all built into it. And I didn't have to think through, okay, what's the best way to do it? I just want to be told like how to do it. or how I should write my code. And so I think that was like the biggest push over into the Laravel world, was all of a sudden I still had the freedom that I could to write things the way I wanted to and have different choices of like, oh, I prefer Livewire instead of Inertia most times, or like those kind of things. But then all the things that actually mattered, I could have got guardrails and guidelines. And I think those were huge 3 years ago. I think it's even more huge now with how much AI has improved and taken steps forward within those guardrails.
And of course, the great thing you did after you learned those things is you actually taught me how to do them. Because when I was GPT-3 days building my first Laravel app, I was like, I need to deploy this somewhere. The cloud didn't exist yet. Forge, I was like, I don't trust myself with a server. But then I found this guy called Josh Siri on YouTube talking about deploying to fly.io and like virtual machines, and you just configure it like this and off it goes.
That's
and that
funny.
was I think early on when you were doing that kind of stuff, you started to make videos about it, and that's how we first started chatting.
Yeah, I can't imagine if cloud existed when I first started. When I first started like making videos, and wasn't a part of Laravel team or anything like that, because I was not a server type of person. I was like, okay, I need Netlify. Vercel was still in early days. It was Zeit at the time. I was like, I need an easy way to deploy. And I didn't understand like how you run a server and make it like your local environment. Like for some reason, I wasn't smart enough to do that. And so if cloud existed like it does now, I can imagine the things I would have built with having little kind of I had that handicap for the longest time.
Me too.
The thing
funny,
is, Netlify was around, and I started with JavaScript, right? So I have these god awful applications that are hosted.
They're still there.
Yeah, they're still there. They're still alive.
I'm
It's
curious.
funny you say about the cloud deployment, by the way. I always thought the same pre-Stripe. Like I had so many ideas for SaaS, and then I was like, I don't want to go and talk to a massive bank about how to take payments online. How's that? Like, how do people even do this as a child? Like, how am I ever going to do it? And then as soon as Stripe came out, it's like, oh, cool. But then it like the whole pace of things just accelerated, and then every idea you had you couldn't do because now everyone could do it. And then deployment, same thing for deployments. Just keeps going round and round.
Yeah.
I had that same thought when I was like, I tried to sign up for an account with Braintree. I think I was 20 years old at the time, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. Never mind. This is way over my head for this. It is the earlier version of Stripe. I think it was PayPal's, like before Stripe came onto the scenes.
I didn't think of this stuff as a child. I apologize. Maybe I'm not gonna make it because I didn't grow up thinking about Braintree and Stripe.
Do you want to hear my Braintree story?
Let's hear it, John.
Yeah.
So 2013, Ghost just launching. We're building our own version of Cloud, which is for Ghost. We call it Ghost Pro. And so we need a payment provider. And at the time, Stripe is maybe 2 years old. It's like a little trendy within the niche developer circles, but it's not the Goliath it is today. The other like payment provider on the scene that's in any way modern is Braintree, pre PayPal acquisition. And so we're kind of like weighing the two. And initially we have a friend and he's like, we just want Braintree. It was like a fairly good experience. So we're like, okay, we'll give this a try. Sign up for Braintree, get this all going. And it's all very corporate Bank of America style in the experience. Allegedly a developer platform, but certainly not getting that experience up front. And at a certain point in this application, they're like, oh yeah, you need to send us a business plan for us to approve your merchant account. Sorry, what? You're processing credit cards for us. Why do you need a business plan for like the company? Which of course, it's not actually that weird. That is how things used to work. But I was, 23, I couldn't wrap my head around why this random payment company could possibly need a business plan for me. So I went on Google, I searched for business plan. I found a document, I copied and pasted it. I drew hand-drawn fake charts. So it was essentially nonsense. And then on the very last page, I put this line included to demonstrate how this whole thing is complete nonsense because no one's even going to read this. And I submitted that as the PDF. And sure enough, 2 days later, our account was approved and opened because nobody read it. Exactly as I suspected. And that was the beginning of a user experience saga of like how difficult it was going to be to use Braintree that quickly then turned us onto Stripe, which we got set up with in 10 minutes and had integrated in a couple of hours later. But it's amazing to think back how strategic differences in the onboarding at just a pivotal moment in an emerging space, like in this case payments, probably had a really significant effect on who ended up winning, because Stripe became the beloved developer product that everyone adopted and Braintree never did. And the stories of some version of what I just said were fairly common. It was not uncommon to hear some version of that from other people who'd been through a similar thing.
Mad that imagine if Stripe was requesting business plans, they wouldn't have gone anywhere.
I know. Yeah, Patrick and John, rather than showing up to your office and integrating Stripe on your laptop, being like, right, let's make a business plan. You can't quite see the origin story panning out the same way, can you? No. But
John, I'm curious, since you are a very avid fan of AI, and I've gotten the chance to ask you this outside of Laravel platforms, but what is like your one tip for using Laravel with AI? One, why does it work good in your own thoughts? And then two, like what's your tip for Laravel with AI? You don't have to show question. Boost or anything, but tips.
It's a fun question. Like most AI questions, the answer to it changes every month, kind of at minimum, and sometimes more frequently than that. And so the thing I'm sure everyone already knows about that's coming to a live stream like this is Boost gets you most of the way there doing very little, and you're just in a good spot right away. So the kind of having a good AI experience with Laravel, I feel like it's 85% taken care of without trying very hard because of the nature of the framework, which has been very stable and very well written, very well documented, and then Boost, which keeps evolving it and keeps giving you skills and documentation and context for the AI to pick up on and kind of hook into. The things that have been working really well for me recently, most of which are not entirely Laravel specific, have been the Codex desktop app with the permissions dialed up. That thing, at least if you're on the like upper plan, is like nothing I've touched before. It makes Opus look like a Sonnet model from a year ago. It's bonkers.
That's a niche reference, John.
Yeah, doesn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
And then really just like the thing that I managed to get the highest quality results out of is when I prompt it very opinionatedly about what I want the stack and the interface to look like. I'm very specific about that up front. I want to use these packages, these versions, these tools. Like that is what we are using. Go and read all the documentation for those things before you even start making a plan. Don't talk to me until you've done that. And for reference, the thing that we're going to build here, whatever it is similar or competing with or inspired by these other examples, which are hopefully mainstream products. Go and research those. And it's also similar to these open source projects. Go and look at those open source repositories. And by feeding it this context of some of Taylor's code or his really well-designed interface or an API that I really like or a tool that I do, plus a specific tech choice, and then saying, like, go and spend all the time researching those and come back to me with a plan, it will sometimes go away on a deep research task for between 1 to 2 hours to create that PRD, which is very, very different to like a normal plan mode where it just goes and spins for 5-10 minutes and it goes, I've made a plan. We're going to build a CMS. It's going to be great. You can publish posts. I've selected Laravel 4, Livewire 2, and then you're like, no, that's not right. And then you start moderate. No, if you give it like really specific upfront how it should plan, The plan it comes back with after a long time is so good that I can typically, not quite one shot, but I can be like, okay, go build that now. And it's going to build it in phases. I'm going to go through. But at the end, the result is something that is really good. Like it is immediately usable. There might be some things we're going to iterate on and work with, but God, you can just fly. And then, now connected to cloud and it's already in production and off we go. Oh, goodness gracious. This is a time like there has never been before.
Imagine if you could tell John of 13 years ago, hey, if you could deploy like this, if this was your workflow, you just wouldn't believe it, would you? It's like so futuristic.
It's crazy.
Mad.
It's crazy. And the idea that you can do it single-handed, like most of the, so Ghost company's about 37 people. Most of the things that I'm building and shipping now very commonly are things that we would previously have put a team of 3 to 5 people on for 1 to 2 months. And so for that reason, a lot of the things that I end up shipping now are small things that never would have reached the top of the priority list because I can't spare 3 to 5 people for 1 to 2 months for this thing. It's not that important. But now that, that thing is me, Love is Blind on Netflix, and a couple of hours of going, yeah, that seems about right. Like the number of ideas that I can pursue because they no longer represent compromising on prioritizing like really important work is so much larger. And there's so much more creativity for me sometimes in pursuing those, what would previously be considered like low priority ideas, because they, by nature of being less important, they're more fun almost. And so there's more room to explore. There's more room to do stuff. This weekend, I just built a whole new Ghost CLI that's, I know you guys are working on a cloud CLI. It's like same sort of thing, but for Ghost. And it just did it in 3 hours. And now I can get Claude to use it, and you can manage your whole site, import some members, choose a new theme, go and write a post. I need an image for that post. Can you make one using Nano Banana? It just does it all. I never would have pursued that project previously just because the threshold for accomplishing it and the amount of time taken, the amount of resources you would need to like really dedicate to it would be so much higher. It's, the future is wild. I mean, where are we going to be in 6 months?
Where are we going to be in another 13 years?
No.
I don't want to think about
Robots.
that one. Yeah, that one's scary.
Yeah, even just 1 year is a long way to look back. If you think about like what Laravel Cloud looked like and AI looked like and what building looked like a year ago, and then what that looked like today and a year from now, which is probably going to be even further accelerated than even just the past year, which is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to ask, because a year ago today, Cloud launched. How did Cloud launching like kind of enable you to build faster, like ship different things for Ghost? How did that change things for you?
Yeah, actually critical. And so it's easy to like, all right, let's do some cloud marketing now. But no, this is actually true. So everything I said before about I'm actually front-end designer. And then I said before, like I started watching Josh's videos because the idea of SSHing into a server and then managing it safely without getting hacked and without like suffering data loss and then backups and, I need to do what are SSH keys again? Oh God, help me. That was the final barrier of like, I can build something locally and get somewhere, but getting it in production safely, that still feels scary. And so I'd gotten to the point of tinkering together my like GitHub repo to a fly.io thing. And it worked, it was cool, but it's third party, right? So you have like some support, but not all the support because it's designed for lots of different environments. And so when Cloud came along, first of all, I was like, get me in that beta immediately. It unlocked that last piece, which is I don't want to care about what the server is doing or what's happening on the actual sort of hardware level. Is it secure? If I can connect the GitHub repository and make it go live on the internet, and then be able to just verify that it's working as I expect it to, have enough observability to understand what's going wrong if my code has bugs, God forbid, then I'm happy. And so it's the biggest unlock ever for me because I couldn't do that stuff before. And Laravel Cloud means I don't have to learn. And that is, for me, as a lazy creative person who cares about getting their ideas into the world, I have enough things to learn, enough things to explore. And so taking care of that layer is huge. But even, let's take it from a different perspective, from a business angle, pre-cloud, if I was managing VPSs, that would mean hiring someone, not an inexpensive person, but like we're talking like at least an extra 100K a year, right? Maybe double that, depending on the seniority of the person, to make sure that I didn't screw up the SSHing and to keep the servers online and to do all the things. Now you can argue and debate about the numbers and how much of it there is, but not having to hire someone, not having to have a team manage it to ensure that these things are taken care of properly, huge unlock. And so like explore.ghost.org that I mentioned at the beginning of all this was shipped single-handedly by me, top to bottom, beginning to end. No other person was involved in that. And that's at the scale Ghost at, which is tens of millions of requests per month that app is serving, and a lot more on the back end. Inconceivable prior to cloud. So big unlock, huge fan of your work. Thank you all for everything you do and for listening to my endless feedback and notes on things that that could still even be better than they already are.
John, how much of I'm curious for Explore, how often do you go into the code and change things? Or do you just like AI the entire thing?
I'm going to be honest with you, James. I haven't written a line of code in almost a year.
Nice.
But I will work on that code base. Let's see, Explore is probably weekly at this point. It depends. I'll go through spurts where we'll add new features or I'll add new things on the back end. But it's so stable that there's not very much to maintain. It's usually when I'm adding something new, or I think of a new use case, or one of our team is like, oh, I wish I could do this, and then we add something new. I'll go in and work on it. But no, I've really sort of sliding quickly towards the end of, if you figure out how to orchestrate agents well, and how to do it with guidelines and safety around it, it can do a remarkable amount now. Simply reviewing the code it's written, verifying that it's roughly the shape you'd expect. And whereas a year ago, those reviews would be like, oh no, like you've made a real mess here. We're gonna have to start all over. Now it tends to be, yeah, no, you got it. Oh, you didn't think of this one case. Or you added too many fallbacks. Like that's not needed. Don't be silly. So I don't know, it's moving quick.
Seriously impressive.
It's a lot of fun.
I've been using AI for like a side project as well, just kind of been very busy recently. And there's some issues in there, and I was just like, well, let's just see what Copilot does in GitHub. And like, surprises me how good it is. It's not like changing all the things that are unrelated or marginally related that were the
James,
problem.
I'm going to tell you this now. You're banned from using Copilot. Copilot is the worst one. If you use
I know,
Copilot,
but that's my point though. It still did it.
I know.
Codex, you say, right?
I think it's so fascinating. There's this very broad spectrum of opinions on AI, and rightfully so, because there's a broad spectrum of experiences that people are having. And it's really remarkable how some people think it's just absolute hyper nonsense, and other people think it's absolute God and it's going to eat us all. And the right answer is obviously somewhere in the middle, but why are the experiences so different? And I think part of it is the undocumented and hidden discrepancies between the level of experience you can have with seemingly comparable tools. Because on the face of it, something like Copilot seems like, oh, it's just another one of these AI agent things. But if you compare like your average Copilot's ability to do something to the Codex $200 a month plan, it's like intern developer first day on the job versus staff engineer been here for 5-6 years. But you don't notice that until you like actually sort of make that commitment to pay for the expensive thing that seems like it's not that different, and then you find out that it is. But
and then start pushing.
And then start really pushing, because then you start realizing like, oh, it could do that. Oh, I'll ask for more. Oh, it did that as well. I could ask for more. And that is where like the unlocks start to come really fast, and then you get completely what is it Aaron Francis calls it, LLM psychosis, which is exhibit A.
You're
like,
all in. Yeah, the niche reference you made where like you're talking about it compared to like Opus of last year or something, that's like the most AI pilled reference I've heard.
It's true. I apologize to anyone who's
No,
like, what is he on
GPT
about?
2.5. Yeah.
No, it's so funny. I didn't use AI at all until I started working at Laravel last year. I was like against it. I did not use it at all. And then now I can like talk AI to you all day. Not as much as like Josh or you, of course, but a lot for me.
Go.
It's a game changer. Well, we have to start wrapping up because we have a
we do.
Laravel worldwide stream. And John, you probably have to head out too. But thank you so much for being here, celebrating 1 year. Do you want to sing happy birthday for Laravel Cloud for us?
I'm going to leave that for Taylor because I feel like he's going to do a better job of it than me. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for everything you all do on both Laravel and Cloud and Forge, who we love deeply. All amazing tools. And it's in no small part thanks to you that the web and the independent creators are doing exciting things with smaller teams than ever before. And that is a topic that's very close to my heart. And I'm very excited to continue to be an avid user and supporter of all things Laravel.
I love it. Thank you, John.
Did you just come off that at the top of your head there?
He's got a teleprompter in front of him.
Just saying goodbye.
That was poetic and nice. And,
about to cry and.
But he couldn't sing happy birthday.
Can't do that.
I know.
Gotta go out on a high.
That's right.
On a high note. Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
for those who are joining, thank you so much, John, for being here. Laravel Worldwide live stream is live now on the Laravel channel, so you can just kind of hit the Laravel YouTube link or Laravel LinkedIn. It's live right now. Caleb Porzio is launching Blaze.
Yeah, it's a launch party and a demo for Blaze. So we're continuing the party aspect of the day. We're going to be ending this stream. You can go to their stream. I also linked it in the chat. That goes it goes from 12 Eastern time to 1:15 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll be starting back our stream here around 1:30 p.m. And that link can also be found if you go to the Laravel YouTube account. And if you go ahead and subscribe now, you will also get notifications when we go live again later as well.
Fantastic.
And yeah.
Thank you,
so
James,
much for being here with us too, James. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't know if you wanted me to leave. I was just sat here awkwardly, but yeah.
We want your speech. Where's
me.
your speech like John's?
I'm not as articulate as John is. I could leave you with one more joke though.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Where do API tokens go for respite? The sanctum.
Ooh, Laravel theme too. There you go.
That was
a good one.
That is a good one.
Good.
We'll talk.
I didn't turn off my cam for that one.
That's a good way to wrap it up for the first part.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, James.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. See you at Laravel Worldwide. See you back here at 1:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. Bye.